Hello, hello. We are back. We are absolutely back. We've never been more back. Vintage Renewed will be joining us in a little while. For now, I'm going to... Hello, hello. Oops. We are back. We are absolutely back. We've never been more back. Okay, something's happening. Oh. I had the stream open on the browser. Train Boy, I'll reply to your YouTube comment with the password. Hold on. Greetings, Crazy Spud. For some reason I read that as greetings and situations, and I was just, yeah, okay. Didn't even question it. Alright, I believe Train Boy is going to be joining us. Train Boy, let me know when you're in, and I'll remove that comment, because we don't want a whole bunch of random people joining. Any more than about 3 players, and the game starts to lag really bad. Let's see if we've got wood in here. You're in? Okay, welcome. Ah, I see you. Alrighty, let me see how much money I've got. Got about 2 grand. My eventual goal is to have enough to buy a Cook Mogul. So I'm thinking we run a load of whatever these cars are for. I don't remember what these are for. Are these... No, they're not cordwood. I think this is lumber and beams. The pull cord on the spark arrestor. I've never noticed that before. Can't get up there. I'm guessing on the real thing that's probably to open it so you can clean the cinders out. In the game, I don't think it does anything. Alrighty. Let's see. Alright, so let's go around the loop. We'll head for the sawmill and get some lumber and beams. Good evening, Rail Fanner. Welcome. Only bulkhead. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. I always get confused between the different types of flat cars. Especially the stake cars and the bulkheads. I can never remember which one of those is which. That's not what I wanted. Oh, wait. Are we okay? Okay, we're fine. For some reason I thought that switch was set the wrong way. I don't remember why there's even a switch there, actually. Train Boy, if you want to drive the engine for a few minutes, I'm going to go make sure all the switches are lined for the sawmill. because we've got a kind of a spaghetti junction over here that we built last time, and I'm not sure what everything is. Yeah, we're going to the sawmill. Hey, welcome, Oregonian. What I'm thinking is we go to the sawmill, we get some lumber and beams, and then we run those up to the iron mine. Water? Oh yeah, you're right, I haven't checked the water in a while. Let's see. Yeah, tender's empty. I'm trying to remember if I put a water tower at the sawmill. If not, we can build one. I don't think I did. Oh wait, no, I did put a water at the sawmill. Okay, so we can fill up there, assuming we make it there. Yeah, this is that whole spaghetti junction situation that we built last time. It's nice because you can go pretty much anywhere from anywhere, but I had to look, I had to like follow all the switches through to figure out what went where. At some point we should really add signs on each switch. Alright, there's going to be a water tower coming up on the right pretty soon. You want to stop with the tender lined up for that? The sight glasses on the locomotives and water towers actually work. Oh, I'll have to take a look at that. I've never checked. Can't tell if it's empty or if it's just... I think it must be empty. I think we passed it. That's fine. We can get lumber and beams first, and then back up to the water tower. I also just now realized you're probably hearing everything I'm saying on like a 5 or 10 second delay. But that works. Oh, nice. Yeah, the iron mine line is always an interesting one to build, because I feel like it's kind of the first time in the game that you really have to contend with steep grades. Alright, you want to move forward 2 car lengths? Railroads Online is fun. But, I mean, I feel like we're kind of all in agreement that we're just playing this to pass the time until Century of Steam comes out. Wait a minute. Are there 5 of these cars? I thought there were 6. 2, 3... Huh, there are only 5 of these cars. For some reason I thought there were 6 of them. Okay. Alright, we may have to back up 1 so we can load that middle car. And then once we've got that loaded, let's back over to the water tower and fill the tender. Ooh, yeah, Oregonian, I gotta watch that latest Century of Steam vlog. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Welcome, Chessie! Glad you're able to join us. Crazy Spud, I don't think there's a way to do mods for Railroads Online. I know there's a whole long list of mods that I'm sure people would make if it was possible, but I don't think they figured out a way to do it yet, or at the very least the game doesn't have official support for it. Alright, Train Boy, you want to back up to the water tower, and then once we're filled up on water we can start heading for the iron mine. Yeah, try. What was it Yoda said? Try you can, but official support for mods there is not. That's probably what Yoda said, right? Bull of Heaven. No, I'm not familiar with that. Alrighty. Oops. Yeah, do or do not, there is no try. That sounds a little bit more plausible than Yoda specifically addressing Railroads Online mods. Let's see, is it filling up? Out of all the current Bachmann steam locomotives being offered, which is the best? See, that's a difficult question because there's such a variety that it's hard to pick like one single best. I will say the new 060 with sound is very, very good. I do have one. It's going to be in a video soon. I really have a hard time finding anything to complain about with that. Except maybe the plastic crosshead guides, but so far they haven't been a problem. That said, I feel like the 280 is still kind of the gold standard. I'm not sure if they're ever going to make something better than that. But, I mean, they have a lot of good stuff right now. Oil burners would be a fun mod. "12 hours long." So what you're saying is this is one of those albums that you just like sit down and listen to in one sitting and don't do anything else. And that's one part of one song. I thought "Shine on You Crazy Diamond" was long. Yeah, plastic anything on valve gear nowadays is kind of insane. Granted, I mean, the 060s have had plastic crosshead guides pretty much forever, and that's never really been one of the weak points on them. But they don't look that great. Apart from that, though, apart from little things like that, it's a really nice little engine. Let's see. What else does Bachmann even make now? The old-timey 440 is pretty decent. Actually, are we talking just HO scale or any scale? Because I'm really excited for the new 19th century 460 and N. Hopefully they'll do an HO version of that. And the Spectrum G-scale Glenbrook is supposedly really good too. I'd get one of those if I had any money. The couplers on the skeleton cars. Oh, I have. Okay, I haven't run into that. I don't think I have any of the skeleton cars. I just have the regular flat cars. I feel like for the sake of gameplay, they could have made this water fill a little bit faster. Alrighty. And I'm getting water everywhere. Oof. Alright, I will line the switches and then we should be good to head for the iron mine. Each ball of water is 100 gallons. Okay. So they could just make the balls fall more frequently. Alright, I think all of the switches are lined. Let me double check, because there's a lot of switches. Okay, yeah, we're good. Alright, I might drive for this segment just because there's a few sections that I think get a little bit sketchy. A narrow gauge 210. I'm not familiar with that one. It sounds fascinating. I feel like tight curves would be a problem. Do you know which railroad ran it? Was it, I don't think it was one of the Colorado ones, or I would have heard about it. Ah, Mexico. All the interesting stuff is in Mexico. I mean, not all the interesting stuff. There's plenty of interesting stuff in the States too, but there's so much interesting stuff in Mexico, especially narrow gauge, that I feel like isn't that well known in the States. Even standard gauge, like, I saw a picture of a Mexican standard gauge 480. It's huge. It looks like a USRA Mikado, but it's a 480. Yeah, I thought that was super cool. RGS Class 70. Is that the same as a Dinner Rio Grande Class 70, or do they have different classes? Let's see. Because the Rio Grande Class 70 is, it's in the game. It's what later became the C16. In an In-N-Out burger drive-thru. Baldwin 1230F. Let me look that up. Well, by golly, that is a narrow gauge 210. Interesting. It honestly looks like it would be right at home in Colorado. That'd be an interesting one to kit bash a model of. Hi, Sebastian. The new Shay. I saw it at Amherst. It looks, I mean, it's gorgeous, but the old Shay was also gorgeous. It looks pretty much the same. My only concern is the gears, because that was the main issue with the old one. I mean, we're probably going to have to wait a few years and see how they do over time before we know for sure whether the gears are good or not. But if the gears are good, then yeah, I'd say that's a really good thing to have in the HO world. I also saw Broadway's new Shay, which has, I think, all metal running gear, so that should be good. But yeah, it seems like we're entering a golden era for HO scale Shays. I just hope that the gears hold up. Oh yes, the El Gobernador, I think is what it's called. I'm not sure how to pronounce it exactly, but that was a fascinating engine. I really want to do a video on that at some point, maybe build a model of it. Train Boy, if you fall off the engine, let me know and I'll stop so you can get back on. This line actually isn't as sketchy as I remembered. I must be thinking of the other line of the smelter. The 3D print a narrow gauge decapod. So, interesting that you bring that up, because I've been sort of weighing the possibilities on doing a scratch-built G-scale locomotive project that would be mostly 3D printed. I would have to use like a gearbox and drivetrain from an existing locomotive. But pretty much the whole rest of it, the frame, the boiler, everything, could be 3D printed. What I was... Oops, okay. I didn't line that switch. That's alright, we'll go around the loop. How am I feeling? I'm doing pretty good. I still have a very slight lingering cough from my cold a couple weeks ago. It just... Oops! We've got ourselves our first derailment. Oh, I was going to try and put a derail counter on the screen. Hold on, let me see if I can figure out how to do that real quick. Wow, that is very large text and not where I wanted it. Ooh, we can do different fonts. I'm going to make it a lot smaller. Oh, you have a cold? I'm sorry. There seems to be a pretty bad one going around right now. I think that's probably what I had a couple weeks ago. But yeah, drink lots of tea. Take a bath. Do whatever you gotta do to feel passable. Let's try to find a good font for the derail counter. I should find like a really ornate, like 19th century font. Peter moment. Yeah, Peter told me that he couldn't make it to the stream tonight. I'm starting to wonder if that was a ruse. Yeah, Train Boy, if you feel like re-railing that stuff, I'm trying to pick a font for the derail counter, and I'm putting way more attention into it than it probably justifies. I have so many fonts on this computer. Most of them I've never used. That's not bad. Yeah, cigarette smoke definitely will not help anything. I think it's a myth that you can get a cold from having the window open. It usually, from what I understand... Ooh, that's kind of a neat font. Maybe we'll go with that. It's tiny now. Okay, hold on. Usually, from what I understand, colds are usually acquired through breathing air that somebody else has breathed out. That has germs in it. Like, every time I've got a cold, it's been from, like, being in a crowded public space with a lot of people. Okay, that looks decent. Alright, we've got ourselves a derail counter. Okay. The new Lion Chief 440. Have they put a photo of it out yet? I've only seen, like, the catalog illustration. Well, let me go down another rabbit hole before I get around to re-railing stuff. Yeah, I don't think there's a photo out yet, at least not that I can find. It looks like the chassis and the tender are the same as the old General, it's just a new boiler. Oh, Train Boy, did the game crash or something? Hold on, let me... Sebastian, yeah, I know a guy who knows a guy who works at Lionel who saw a pre-production version and he said it was pretty bad. I think the fact that it's priced so cheap compared to the other Lion Chief stuff is not giving me great hope for it. I think it's probably going to be very crude and toy-like and plasticky. I mean, I guess it'll be a decent starter set engine, but at that point, I feel like if they're not going to make it look realistic, they might as well have just kept the old General tooling. Oh, Train Boy, I might have messed up, like, the permissions in the server. I think maybe only I can re-rail stuff. I've got it now. I'm just trying to... It's being really buggy, though. I think maybe there's just something wrong with it. Crazy Spot, I have a Discord server. It's called Red Oak Trains. I think it's I don't know if it's public or not. I haven't figured out exactly how Discord works, but... Jesse, oh, after you went to a train show? Yeah, I've gotten colds after a lot of train shows. I've started wearing a mask and using hand sanitizer whenever I get the chance, and that's pretty much cured it. Like, last time I went to the Greenberg train show in Wilmington, I got a pretty bad cold afterwards. And then this time, I went to one this past weekend, and I wore a mask, and I didn't get a cold. So, not saying correlation is causation, but it seems to be a pretty consistent pattern that when I... Okay, what the heck is happening here? Because I'm supposedly still in re-rail mode, but the car is just... I don't know if it's like that on your end, Train Boy, but it looks to me like it's just kind of phasing through the other cars. Yeah, Sebastian Boomer's not washing their hands. That does seem to be like kind of a universal thing at train shows, unfortunately. So, hold on. Jesse, yeah, masks, they're not convenient, but if you can find a brand that's comfortable for you, they really do help. Train Boy, yeah, I think it broken because it not worky. Weirdly, it now looks like it re-railed properly, so maybe it's fine? Let's see. Yeah, I can control the brake. Try backing the train up a little bit and try and see if you can couple to it. I don't know what made it stop not working, but... Yeah, the overpriced Tyco. I feel like, a large part of it is the venue. Like, the Greenberg shows are indoors, and they're pretty crowded. So there's pretty much always somebody breathing on you, no matter where you are. And with that many people in one building, it's statistically almost guaranteed that one of them's gonna have some kind of virus. So, yeah, the masks are not... They're not 100%. I have still gotten sick after wearing masks, but much less often. So, in my mind, it's sort of a necessary inconvenience. I'd rather have to wear a mask for a couple hours than be sick for a week. IHC Pacific into a Hudson. Interesting. Didn't IHC make a Hudson? I wonder if any of the drivetrain parts are the same. You might be able to combine parts from both if you can find a scrap one. Okay, now we get to try and unload this in a way that doesn't do it on the wrong side. Oh, there you go. Oh, hold on. Let me move the train forward. I also just realized if another player unloads it, I'm not sure if they get the money or I do. And actually, I was going to say that we forgot to get any lumber. We just got beams, but it's a good thing because it looks like we're full up on lumber here. Gilded Rail, welcome. You're welcome to join the game if you want. Password's the same as last time. Train Boy, I think the money from these beams is going to you instead of me, which is fine. But I would like to try and save up enough for a Cook Mogul. Yeah, I think whoever unloads it gets the money. Yeah, train shows are very hit or miss. I'm honestly... welcome, Train Guy. Train shows are hit or miss. Some of them are good. I've actually never been that big a fan of the Greenberg ones. It seems like a lot of people are trying to sell stuff at retail price. But I did get a couple of good deals at this past one. I got some Bachmann HO coaches, $20 for 3 of them. and I got some 0-30 coaches, which I said I wasn't going to buy any more of, but they had some yellow Denver and Rio Grande ones, and I couldn't say no to that for $15 a piece. So I got 3 of those. Oh, it uses a different shell. Okay, yeah, because I've had the IHC Pacifics and Mikados, and those use the same shell. I thought maybe the Hudsons did too, but I guess not. Oop, hold on. I'm getting a notification that I'm not sure how to... Hello.
Evening.
Evening. Are you in the game?
Just about. Just give me a second to load up.
Okay. Okay, why is it... How did we end up with... Oh, there we go. I must have just looked at it at the wrong point. I was like, how did we... What? Okay, something is weird here, because it seems like it took forever to unload that one car.
I think if a car is not in the right spot, it will not unload.
Oh, it unloaded it. It just took a really long time for some reason.
If it's lag, I'm gonna laugh.
I'm hoping the lag isn't as bad as last time. It's me, you, and Train Boy in here right now. So there's only 3 of us. I think last time we had 4 and the lag was pretty bad, but I think 3 is kind of the limit.
Yeah. So, recently, a new mod has just been released for Railroader.
Interesting.
It's made by Raider. It's a model of a Alco 060 saddle tank docksider.
Interesting. For some reason I thought there was already a Docksider and Railroader, but maybe I was thinking of a different mod.
There's a couple of other tank engines, but the default one is based off Hammond Lumber number 17.
Okay, I'll have to check that out next time I play a Railroader. I don't play it that often. Alright, Train Boy, I think we're unloaded, so if we want to head back toward the sawmill and get another load, we can do that.
Alright.
Gilded Rail, where are you? Are you still at the freight depot?
I believe I am. I'm just joining in now.
Okay, we are currently at the iron mine. I think we're about to head back toward the sawmill. We're running some beams. Because the iron mine is fully loaded up on lumber, but no beams. Yeah, 88 miles an hour. We might hit 88 miles an hour down this hill. It gets pretty spicy here. I think we can go full throttle all the way down and just barely stay on the track. I mean, one way to find out. Yeah, train shows are pretty crowded. It's definitely... It's a whole thing. Like, if you can brave the crowds, I think the good ones are worth it for the deals. But you never know when you're going to get a good one. Like, one year I found a Lionel Legacy diesel for $75, but some of these shows I've only bought a couple of tiny little things.
Funny enough, there's a train show coming into my town in a couple of days.
Ooh, nice. Which one?
World's Greatest Hobby on Tour.
Oh, I don't think I've been to that one. You'll have to let me know how it is. I just went to the Greenberg one in Wilmington, Massachusetts this past weekend.
That's awesome.
The Greenberg ones don't tend to have the best discounts. It tends to be basically just all the stuff that the vendors couldn't sell at the other shows. But every now and then you find some good stuff. I got a good deal on some Bachmann coaches.
Which types?
I've got 3 of the HO old-timey ones, and 3 0-30 ones. Actually, let me grab them.
Nice. I actually have a couple of old-timers myself. I have a combination car and a pair of coaches to go behind my Bachmann Spectrum.
So the ON31s are still in the boxes, but these are the old-timey ones. They're very, like, all the handrails and stuff are plastic, which isn't ideal, but $20 for 3 of them, hard to beat that. And they do have horn hook couplers. I'll have to replace those. I might repaint these. They're a little bit garish, even for the 1860s.
Fair enough.
And also,
Oh,
it's a combine and 2 coaches, and the 2 coaches have the same road number.
well, thanks for the message, Crazy Spot 7.
Oh, an 060 dummy. Interesting. Yeah, walking through a public school. The Baldwin 60,000, I don't think there have been any models of that. Maybe brass, but not in plastic or die-cast that I'm aware of.
The Baldwin 60,000 was quite an interesting engine to make. I mean, 410-2.
Wasn't it a 3-cylinder?
It has 3 cylinders. It has a water tube boiler. It was pretty ahead of its time, but nobody wanted it.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of... It tried to do too much in one engine.
Yeah, and whoa, you're going over the speed limit, Pop.
Oh yeah, we're really bringing in the Georgia Mail. We actually probably should... We probably should slow down before... Well, okay, we're fine. I was going to say we should slow down before this curve so we don't go flying off. Oh, isn't it... Train Boy, is anybody driving the engine? I just realized, I was like, oh, we should probably slow down. But I assumed that somebody was taking care of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, we're good. Let's move forward and get beams instead of lumber, because the iron mine's already full up on lumber.
Yeah, and I also noticed that the log pond is kind of empty. I'm gonna
It
go
is.
to one of the porters and do some logging operations.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember which engine is attached to the log cars, but it may end up being...
one of the porters.
It is, okay. You might want to throw an extra porter on there, because they're pretty slow with a loaded log train. There should be 2 porters.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I don't know where the other one is. It might be at the smelter. Well, I don't know. See how far you get with one. I am working on saving up enough money to buy another locomotive, but currently all we've got is the porters and the Glenbrook.
The Glenbrook. Yeah.
Yes, the Glenbrook. I keep accidentally calling it the name of the real engine.
Well, that's fine. But I believe the locomotive that we're going to plan to eventually buy is a wood-burning Cook Mogul.
Yep, that's the plan. And we're going to name it Cookie Monster.
Yeah. Probably replace the wood burner with a coal burner once we have access to the mine.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm going to try and keep it mostly wood burners as long as I can, just so I don't have to build any more infrastructure.
Yeah.
Hello, Chase's Railway Lines.
Yeah. So, the Porters, Montezuma, the Shea, Eureka, Glenbrook, the Class 40A tank, the Oscar wood-burning Cook Mogul, the Heisler Cook Consolidation, the Climax, and the Class 70 are the only wood burners.
I like the Cook Consolidation. I might want to get one of those at some point.
Yeah, the Cook Connie is a little bit stronger than the Moguls, and it does feature a lot of good paint schemes.
Oh, Train Boy, what happened? It looks like it's still on the track. Chase, yes, we've got a derailment counter this time because somebody suggested it last time. So now we can keep track of our ES&D moments.
Yeah. So, how's your week been so far?
My week has been hectic. Flew out to LA with my folks to see some family. Went to a couple of really cool museums while I was there. I went to the Traveltown Railroad Museum and the Peterson Automotive Museum. They were both epic, and all of the footage that I got is crappy because something was going wrong with my phone camera.
Ouch.
So
I did visit Traveltown myself.
Yeah, Traveltown's it's really cool because you can literally just like walk up to all of these engines and check them out. There's not like behind barriers, or well, no, most of them aren't behind barriers or anything.
Yeah, there's a couple of dupes there too, like the EMD Model 40.
Yeah, that one's really cool. And they have a California Western diesel, which I was surprised to see that far south.
Yeah, considering that, the California Western wanted to replace their Alcos with EMDs because, well, you know, EMDs are a little bit more reliable than Alco diesels.
Yeah, I have the Pentrex video from like 1990. Why are we going backwards? It's a loop. We can go forwards.
Yeah, the loops are good to keep trains moving, like a conveyor belt.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I run this. What was I saying? Oh, California Western, right, yeah. The Pentrex video from like 1990, they talk about how the Alcos, the suspension on them was a bit stiffer and they had trouble with some of the sharper curves. Because I said so. Alright, that's fine, we can go backwards. That works for me. But yeah, they've replaced it with EMDs. And the one that's at Traveltown, I believe, is a Baldwin. Which...
Yeah.
I think... I'm guessing they probably sold because they couldn't get parts for it anymore.
Yeah, finding Baldwin diesels in operable condition is kind of rare because they were not really big sellers. I think the only diesel Baldwin made that was actually really successful was the RF-16 Sharknose.
Yeah, and even those are... I feel like they weren't that widespread. Like, they're really cool. I want to get a model of one at some point. But they were certainly nowhere near as common as, like, the F units or the Alco FAs.
Yeah.
The Cook Mogul...
Still, it's glad to actually have two of them surviving.
It is cool. Chase's Railway Lines, the Cook Mogul looks like an easy trek. So, I don't think that's an accident. I think it's because the Easy Tech was basically intended to be a knockoff of the LGB Mogul, which is based on the real Cook Mogul.
The one that has, like, the Christmas colors, I think.
Yes. Yeah, the original LGB version from the 80s was lettered DSP and P, which was the correct prototype, but it had a wacky Christmas color scheme, which is, of course, faithfully replicated in Railroads Online for no reason. And then later they gave it more accurate paint schemes. But that is the prototype for the Cook Mogul in the game as well.
Yeah. Many of these engines are kind of based off of several large-scale locos. Like, I think the Class B is kind of based off of Bachmann's Spectrum. Class B Climax.
It might very well be. I mean, it would make sense that they pick those same prototypes, because then they could use the Bachmann model as a reference for dimensions and stuff. Assuming the Bachmann one is somewhat accurate. Which I think the Spectrum ones are.
Spectrum, well, people kind of give Bachmann some, well, crap because of how they made their trains back in, like, the 80s.
I'm actually working on a video about that, of going through, like, the different phases of Bachmann's history. I have a bunch of older and newer HO steam engines from them, and I want to, like, follow the evolution of how they got better.
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of following the same footsteps as Tyco was. But then they eventually was like, I think we need to make our trains a little bit more modern if we're going to get any serious model railroad enthusiasts to buy these.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they had quite a number of false starts. Like, there was the original Spectrum K4 in the late 80s that they were like, oh, we put more detail on it, but the axles are still plastic, so it doesn't actually solve the problem. And then after that, they were like, okay, we're scrapping that. Okay, we're going to introduce a new line called Plus, where we put better motors, and it still has the plastic axles. And then third time was the charm. With the Spectrum 280 in the late 90s, they finally figured out, oh, maybe it's the axles that are the problem. You know, that thing that makes the wheels fall off the locomotive when it goes through a switch?
Yep.
And then the Spectrum 280 was when they finally got the formula right. And then it took them another decade to get rid of the plastic axles on all the cheaper engines. But, yeah, I kind of want to do a video chronicling, like, this is why Bachmann was crappy, and this is why it isn't anymore, and this is how they got there.
Exactly, because Bachmann does still make really good models, and not to mention their business practice with smaller retail shops, it's pretty genius. They you go to these shops to buy them, instead of buying them directly from the online store.
I'm honestly a pretty big fan of Bachmann's current lineup. I wasn't able to get everything that they make for the video, obviously, but I do have one of the new 060s. So that's going to be my my sort of example of the latest and greatest that they've done. And then I've got a few different engines. I've got a Spectrum 280. I've got a couple of Spectrum 460s and the newer Blue Box one. And I've got a couple of older ones. I've got the old Reading 280 with the pancake motor, and the old the old 440 Jupiter from the 70s.
Interesting. Well, I'm off to the logging camp while you take care of the lumber deliveries for the iron mine.
Okay, yeah, that's good, because I think we're probably going to need some more lumber at the sawmill pretty soon.
Yeah.
We aren't crappy anymore, but we still won't let her stuff logically. I wasn't going to draw too much attention to that in the video, but I will say the Blue Box 460 that I have as an example of one of those is lettered East Broadtop on a standard gauge engine.
I know, it's kind of... Oh, yeah, I saw that, I was like, okay, why couldn't they just put that on an ON30 model?
So yeah,
What's next? Then they did the same thing with a Denver and Rio Grande, well, a Durango and Silverton on a Spectrum Connie.
Yep.
Standard gauge for an narrow gauge railroad.
I mean, granted, they don't really make anything that's prototypical for the Durango and Silverton, but I feel like they kind of didn't even try with that. Easy Tech with $500 custom radio. Yeah, you know what? If it fits, it sits. If it's G gauge, yes, that's the Bachmann EBT. Bachmann branch line locomotive. Those are the British ones, right?
Yeah, I believe Bachmann branch line is the British division of, well, no.
Yeah.
Bachmann.
You know what occurs to me? Let's get going back toward the sawmill, but I just realized we probably have enough money to buy 5 more of these cars at this point.
5 more stake flats?
Yeah, so we could run longer trains.
Yeah, but remember, we don't want to overload the Glenbrook because if it gets too heavy, then it's going to struggle climbing.
Yeah.
We might have to actually double head the hill.
Well, I know it'll handle 6 loaded cars of logs or cordwood. Although also, I just realized the iron mine has now used all of its lumber.
Yeah. That's why I kind of have 5 flats with beams and 5 flats with lumber to even out the delivery of lumber supplies for the mine.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, see, they should have done a southern... I don't think they've ever done Southern Pacific on the HO460, weirdly. My high boiler one that I put a Vanderbilt tender on has a very... I mean, it's lettered Westport because it's my railroad, but it has a very Southern Pacific vibe to it. Like a big high-stepping 10-wheeler with a Vanderbilt tender. So at some point... Chase's Railway, yeah. So the Easy Tech wasn't an exact copy of the LGB one, but I think it was like a sort of more cartoonish looking version of the same overall design. Train guide, there will be an O-scale layout update pretty soon. I built a custom control panel and I've got some fascia installed, and I add another siding, so I think there's enough new stuff on there to justify an update video, so I'll probably work on that in the next few weeks. It takes me forever to make videos because I'm lazy, but that is, O-scale update is on the short list for things that are coming out soon. So yeah, Chase, sorry, the Easy Tech engine was, I think they basically took the LGB one and were like, let's make a kid-friendly version of this. So it's a little more cartoonish looking, but it's sort of meant to loosely resemble something similar. Oh, Bachman got the SD45 road number wrong? Did they just pull one out of thin air?
That sounds about right.
True.
A ready to run HON3 set would be awesome. I keep wanting to get into HON3, but the only thing that isn't old brass is Blackstone, which costs an arm, a leg, and 3 kidneys. So...
Gotta go with that MDC, man. You gotta build your own.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, though, I might as well just use the same MDC models on standard gauge. Welcome, by the way. But, like, I actually have sort of toyed with the idea of doing... Time to update the derail counter!
Easy Tech. Wait, hang on. I need to check. I think I may have actually had an Easy Tech train set in the past.
They were like those plastic ones that were... Good lord, even the tender went. Alright, I'm gonna go...
See, I think I know...
Whoever's on the engine, can you hit the brakes? I'm gonna try and track down the tender.
All that. You have a look.
That was a spectacular derailment. Man, stuff just went flying.
Of course, I haven't loaded in, and I missed the best thing.
Oh, you missed it?
Yeah, I did good. That's okay. I'll watch the instant replay on when the VOD posts.
Yeah. Let me see what timestamp it's at.
No, I don't think that's it. I think the brand was like an RC car brand, and they kind of branched out into G-scale trains. I can't remember
there
what
was
the brand is.
the same tooling for like the toy G-scale 260 was sold by a number of different companies. I think New Bright was one of them.
I was about to say New Bright. Yeah, I think I've got the Christmas that goes around the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
One of those. I think it's a New Bright.
I'm not sure if theirs was identical to the Easy Tech one, but it was pretty similar.
I'm gonna double check.
You know what? I might have one of each because I have 2 Christmas trains. One is, I think, older than me, and I think that's the Easy Bright one. And then I think I've got the.
Okay, I think I found it. It was a New Bright freight set of a Chicago and Northwestern.
Oh, interesting.
It was made in '97.
That's
Man,
further back than I thought.
oh, I feel old. But yes, that actually was the train set that one of the train sets I grew up with.
Nice. Oh, there's the Glenbrook tender.
It was a little prairie. It was actually a pretty good looking one, even if the valve gear.
Oh, it was the Prairie.
Wouldn't be too.
I forgot.
To actually customize it to make it a little bit more wild westerny or something.
Yeah, it was like the standard gauge looking Prairie.
Is it a green locomotive and tender?
Yeah, green locomotive and tender, lettered Chicago and Northwestern.
So, fun fact about those, and it cracks me up to this day. If I remember properly, the only pickups on the locomotive are the leading and trailing trucks. I don't think the drivers pick up power. I think it's only the leading and trailing trucks.
That is
I actually
wacky.
tried experimenting with that, and I think you're right about that.
That is
Those
an
are
insane
weird.
design choice. So
yeah.
I never had one of those, but I had an LGB
Also,
train set, and a friend of mine when I was a kid had the New Bright one.
There
And
was
I
a
remember-
guy here in-
I remember noticing
there's a
it
guy
being
in Las Vegas
flimsier.
that had it. Yeah, there's a guy in in Las Vegas for the G Scale Club that's down here, and he had a couple of them, but he had upgraded them a little bit, but he was wanting to get more pickups as well. I think he had upgraded for tender pickups, and he was still having some issues. And I was like, I was basically giving them pointers, and I was like, hey, in HO scale, this is how I would do this. In G scale, you have infinitely more room to literally solder, some extra pickup wires onto those leading trail trucks because they're all floppy. It's fine, and basically solder on a T, and then just put some wipers on the insides of the rail or the drivers because they're all metal anyway. I was like, they'll pick up power. You just gotta make sure you're not accidentally bridging a gap, but it should be fine because the underside's plastic.
So wait, the drivers are metal, but they don't pick up power?
The tires are metal. The driver inserts are plastic, but the tires themselves are metal. But yeah, there's no pickups, nothing that I can find. And
still, it seems like they could put wipers on that. Oh, here's another thing I've always wondered about those. What scale would you say they are?
Yeah. Dang it. Man, I have...
Like
I think
cartoon?
the only other scale traits that I have is like a blue comet, but the couplers are kind of broken.
Because I have a caboose that I'm pretty sure is from one of those New Bright sets, and it's really small.
Anyway, I got the logs loaded up, and I'm heading back to the lumber mill to drop them off.
I mean, is
excellent.
It like 1/29th or something like that? 120? I don't know.
It's smaller than 120.
Some math.
Because I have some 129th stuff, and it's smaller than that. I think it might be 1/32.
Oh, that's weird.
Which is technically the
military scale, but that's weird.
That is technically the correct
Military
scale for
scale?
standard
Oh,
gauge
God.
on G-scale track. Like, if you actually
true.
measure G-scale track and scale it up to standard gauge, it is 1/32 scale.
I'm just gonna
But
reconnect
it's not
this.
that common in the US to do stuff to that scale because everything's based around the LGB narrow gauge trains, with hence 1/29, because then they end up being about the same size as the narrow gauge stuff and they don't look too off.
Ah, gotcha.
Alright, now I can hear you again. Something went off, your audio kind of got cut out or something.
Oh. On the stream or on...
Just Discord, I think.
Oh, just Discord?
Yeah.
I was having trouble with Discord. Really? Again?
Did you derail?
I derailed. I don't even know why.
Because the world wanted you to.
It.
Not get ahead of ourselves here.
I think,
New Bright is more in... Well...
I think the train kind of went down the hill a little too fast. From
It must have. But I didn't think I was going that... Like... Oh, God. The way that the engine and tender are turned over and, like, phased through each other is just so absolutely cursed right now.
Yeah, that's what many people in this day and age call cringe.
The cracks are starting to show in the realism of this game. Yes, the Glen has broke. And also, I just realized
Oh no!
What? Oh, did you derail too? I also just realized I completely forgot I have a soundboard for this.
That's a fender bender.
Damn it! Well, it's not too bad. I could just get the porter re-railed and get all
You
the
have
cars
caused
back on track.
confusion and delay.
So I need to update the derail counter again.
Yeah, we'll have to start doing counter for my end and your end as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, let me do that. Hold on.
Yeah, I was just traveling over the switches for the yard on where we could store our cars for picking up cordwood and logs. And then next thing I know it, the switch just kind of malfunctioned and just tipped my train off the track.
So let me take a look in the map and just make sure Peter's not in here messing with us again.
Well, it should only be the three. There's four of us actually.
I have not joined, so there should only be two of you.
Okay.
There's four of us.
There's
here.
four.
Oh,
Peter's in here.
Again.
Peter!
Peter! It's the ghost of Peter.
It's not even the ghost. It's actually Peter. He's over. He's like way in the mountains, way up in the corner by the coal
I'm
mine.
messing with a railroader server. Wait, not railroader. I'm messing with a railroads online server, Lois. I mean, in New England,
Oh,
you
we're
have to
back
get
for
used to
round
them.
2. Okay, who stole my locomotive? Peter, was that you?
I just had to scroll back through our messages of all of the photos and stuff to find the password to even get into this thing. But it just cracks me up, some of the stuff we were talking about. I was like, oh, right. Forgot about that.
Sir Topham Hat banishes Sir Handel to Shadow Realm. And the only Sir Topham Hat one I have at the moment is Confusion and Delay.
You have caused confusion and delay.
Oh, do you have the George Carlin voiceover one? Because that's the best one.
Oh, no, I think it's just the Ringo Starr one.
I love the George Carlin
Yeah.
narrative.
Okay,
It's great.
Yeah, George Carlin was a really great
Who's driving?
narrator for Thomas. I especially enjoyed the voice he gave for Duncan. It fits his Scottish, his Scottish side pretty well.
Well, we have a message from Peter.
Yeah.
He says I derailed the coal train, and then after that, you guys immediately got me. What coal train? There's a coal train?
You're not running a coal train right now.
Where? What did he derail? I mean, I think there is. No, there isn't a coal train yet. Must have been one. Must have been the one going to the mine. Anyway, yeah. Well. So actually, okay. See, you said there was 4 people in here, right? And there's only supposed to be 2. So who is?
I just logged in. Who's Heavy Pootis Man 2?
That's me.
Okay, so then there's.
And
I can't because there's 2 people on top of each other.
Yeah, one of them's
right
me. The other one is Train Boy, who's not in the voice
Okay.
chat.
Okay, and then I just logged in.
As
Right.
well,
We're good.
and
Okay.
Venku the Hunter.
Venko the Hunter is me.
Okay, so ASML is the imposter.
No, ASML is Train Boy.
Oh, well then. Everyone is accounted for. Then.
Yes.
My bad.
Peter seems to have left the game.
Well, anyway, with the logs loaded, I'm heading back to the mill right now. This should give us about 60 logs to be processed into lumber. Lumber products.
Do you want me to come help with your log train, or Michael, do you want me to come help with your derailing nonsense?
Yeah, if you feel like coming and helping with the derailments, because there seems to be a lot of that going around on this train specifically.
I think I'm
Understood.
gonna probably... I'll be alright. I mean, the derailment I had wasn't really too big.
Be careful, Peter will take that as a challenge.
Oh, crud.
I missed you guys. How did I miss? What?
I mentioned I was able to get this porter up that little grade with the empty cars all on its own.
Oh, not bad.
That's the little engine that could on this railroad.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, caught red-handed. The Berkshire Main Line in chat, that's Peter.
Ah,
Okay, I just walked up to this car. It's re-railing itself. Sounds good. Oh, we're using automatics. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, I always do that. We all had battery-powered G-Scale at one point. I have battery-powered G-Scale right now in the sense that all of my G-Scale locomotives have been converted to battery power because I got tired of cleaning the track.
yeah, cleaning track is kind of a bit of a chore if you have G-scale.
Yeah, especially outdoors.
Thanks, guys. I'll just go ahead and rip up the 300, 400 feet of track I've laid down. So appreciate that. I'm just kidding.
Well, no, you don't have to rip it up. Just put batteries in the locomotives, and you never have to worry about it again. The track could be caked in mud, and they would still run fine.
That's true. I have considered it occasionally because I've got an Aristocraft Doodlebug, and that has like all the room in the world for a battery. It would be so easy to convert.
Oh yeah, that would definitely. Like you could put a battery in there and still have tons of room, even a big battery.
Yeah, well, there was a guy that at the G Scale Club the last time I was there that had was a Delton brass one.
Ooh.
And Yeah, it was nice. It was pretty. He put literally like a DeWalt 20-volt, like what you put in a drill. He had converted that as the battery into an RC receiver, and I thought that was genius. I was like, I have spare Craftsman batteries. I was like, I could do this. This would be cake.
I've heard of a number of
Yes,
people using tool batteries for that. It seems a little overkill to me. I just buy, like, nickel metal hydride packs off of Amazon.
Oh, gotcha.
And yes, Crazy Spud.
Yeah, Crazy Spud, LGB did make a Uinta 2662. It's gorgeous, but they're expensive.
Oh, yeah, the
Actually,
cheaper
two
versions are
variants.
great.
You went to original and when it worked on the silver battle. So you practically get two flavors of the only 3-foot ballet tank engine to operate in the U.S.
Oh, did we run out of boiler pressure?
I'm just arriving at the sawmill with the log train. You probably are still up at the iron mine, or you're somewhere else.
We're on our way back from the iron mine, but we got hung up because we derailed twice in a row. We're currently stuck on a bridge. I think we're out of boiler pressure because we forgot to put wood in the firebox.
All right.
G-scale, yeah, you can get track cleaners. It's just anything electrical that stays out in the weather is going to be a problem.
One of the things that I saw a gentleman do with O-scale that I really thought was genius, he has an outdoor Lionel fast track layout in, where is he, Kentucky, I want to say? And he used NOx, just a very small amount, and let the trains roll around the track. And he's had zero problems with it. And I was like, that may not be a bad move for the G-scales to let something roll around with NOx. And see if it coats the tracks, because then it will be weatherproof at that point.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like electrical pickup on outdoor track is just kind of a losing battle. Hello! That's Flying Yankee Productions, who just joined in the chat.
Flying Yankee. I'm actually quite excited to see that train get back into service soon.
That's the shovel nose Zephyr looking.
Yeah, it's the
train, right?
It's the New England version of the Pioneer Zephyr. I mean, considering the original Pioneer Zephyr is in the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago with no way to get it out for excursions, Flying Yankees is all we got.
Gotcha. Are we only supposed to have 5 pumps?
Yeah, we only have 5.
Streamliner be used again for excursion trains.
Wasn't there one at the... No, that's the one that has the E8 that's really beautiful, that Burlington, at the Illinois Railroad Museum. I thought that they had one of the passenger car sets, the traction sets up there.
They have the Nebraska Zephyr.
That's what it is, okay.
And it has the only E5 locomotive to survive. I have yet to see the IRM. Hopefully might be able to do that someday.
Crazy Spud, unfortunately not. I don't think... I'm assuming you mean a Denver and Rio Grande Class 47, the 10-wheeler. I have not seen one in G-scale. I'm sure you could probably kit bash one. The only...
Should I switch? Or are we just backing up the same way we just came?
I don't know where we're going at this point. I don't know who's driving, but I assume they know what they're doing.
Oh! It seems like my log deliveries are actually getting you more money, I think.
AS Mel is driving.
Oh wait, why are they giving me money? They should be giving you money.
I think it's because if I join your company, that means the money I make goes to you.
Oh, well, I mean, pleasant surprise. Thank you. Yeah, we got $3,600 now. How much is a Cook Mogul anyway?
According to the shop, a Cook Mogul cost about $4,300.
Okay. So a couple more loads and we're there. We could probably buy one tonight.
Or we can buy the Moscow. It's not as powerful as a Cook Mogul, but it is a pretty good engine. And has a very interesting history.
I don't mind the Moscow, but I feel like... Let's see. Tractive effort, 8,600... versus... What's the Glenbrook? Where's the Glenbrook?
It's between the Eureka and the Bell's Gap.
We've lost.
Oh, there it
something.
is. Versus... Okay, yeah, well... Yeah, the Mosca is not nearly as big of a gain in tractive effort as the Cook Mogul is, so I think I'll hold out for the Cook.
Hold on. I've fallen off the track. Okay.
Alright.
I'm trying to re-rail, and we're running.
I look away for 2 seconds.
Well, and somebody made these. Okay, I can't get back up. Okay. All right. Let me just run the other direction.
I have fallen, and I refuse to get up.
Train Boy, I think the reason it's struggling is because we have too many people in the server. We had this problem last time too. I need more than 3 people in the server, and everything just glitches out like crazy.
That's why
I did
I'm thinking
find that if
some of
you
us should,
turn all the-
alternate on what days that we should do the server. Like,
Yeah,
I was
well, and
thinking about skipping for episode 6, but when I made the comment, Ramsey asked if I could join, and I was like, alright, I'll join. Besides, I
had
need to use my proper microphone, since I had to use my laptop's inbuilt microphone in order for me to communicate.
Sounds fine.
Who's on Eureka right now? If they can just pull forward, we can just start slapping these right behind Eureka. Or not Eureka. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, we have a Eureka in here?
No. Listen, from the back, they look the same.
They do. Well, yeah, I mean, from every angle except the side, they look the same.
Pretty much.
Because they basically are just the same engine with one axle swapped out for a different one.
It's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
Vintage Renewed was messing with us this time.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've
completely lost track of who's doing what on here. I'm spending most of this stream updating the derail counter. I'm gonna cut down this tree real quick though, because it's bugging me.
The tree was looking at me funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I fell off the
We wanna
bridge.
start. How much further do I need to go before we can re-rail? Oh, it has to be past that switch, doesn't it?
And I fell off again.
Mistakes happen on the railroad, even in this game.
Especially in this game.
Oh, I'm thinking once we start doing like a series for Railroader, do you want me to like set up like a mod pack for the railroad or something like that?
Yeah, if we end up doing that, we definitely should. If only so that we can use the Virginia and Truckee 440 mod.
Yeah. I was thinking that will probably just replace the stock T17 with that 440.
Yeah, I don't remember which one the T17 is, but it'd be interesting to
TR
do.
number 3.
Oh, right, yeah. It'd be interesting to do a railroader playthrough with only mod locomotives. Have a good one, Crazy Spud.
There are a couple of
and have a good one, Train Guy.
locomotives that I can offer for our save.
So we were backing
We'll
up.
wait
Are we trying to
until
go on the
what
other side of this
pro-
switch?
We'll wait and see how popular the series is before we start making a spin-off.
Yeah. I also, at some point, want to do a series playing SnowRunner.
True.
And it would be cool to do one with running actual model trains. I don't remember which way we're supposed to be going here.
We were backing up. I assume we were trying to go on the other side of this switch. and
Well, I think
there's-
eventually we're trying to get to the sawmill, but...
does this Y take us to the other side of this sawmill?
You need to take the right track.
Yeah, the right-hand track
Okay.
goes to the sawmill.
Yeah. Let me
The left
slowly
hand
back
gets
us
you
up.
either to the logging camp or to the freight house.
I also found to eliminate a little bit of the glitchiness and jumpiness even though there's a little bit of lag, I turned down all of my graphics settings by just a little bit, and it has made a world of difference. So, like,
Ooh,
it doesn't do the jumpy thing anymore.
let me try that.
It's totally smooth and fine. Like, I've had zero issues. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, I think I'll try
See.
turning it down from epic to like. I think I'm just gonna set it to about medium for now.
Yeah, I'm gonna set most of everything on mine was set on high. I'm gonna move it to medium and see what happens.
Locomotive is low on water, it says. We'll need to go to
We
water.
just filled it up.
Yeah, the tender will also need to fill up with water.
We did fill the tender. Did it like? Hold on. Okay.
Train guy, the British locomotive mod, maybe if we're gonna try a British style save, but we're gonna probably maybe just do like a starter with the 8, with the VNT 440 and the stock G16.
Unless we want to just do a absolutely cursed comedy playthrough. Have a good one, Jesse.
That would be kind of
be
funny,
entertaining.
That's basically what we're doing here. Not that we really have a choice in Railroads Online.
It's always chaotic on this game.
Yeah.
And my trains are popcorning for some reason, even though I set my graphics down.
Weird. I just set my graphics down. Maybe yours have to be set lower than mine for it to work.
The lowest is low.
Well, I don't know. It's weird because I turned my graphics down, but it doesn't actually seem to have improved my frame rate at all.
Oh,
well,
so
that's interesting.
As frame rate doesn't cause any derailments, I should be okay.
I'm gonna try.
Is there a brake on somebody's? Does one of these cars have a brake or the tender or something? Because we should be coasting faster than this.
Jeez, the talk about popcorning is getting me hungry for some popcorn. I'm getting over some buttered popcorn right now.
Oh yeah, there is a brake on.
Whip them up this Friday or something.
I think we are going to have to start planning these out better because with this many people in the server, it just glitches like crazy.
Yeah. Like I said,
Do
I
you
was
want
thinking about alternating
I think
on
3's the
even
limit.
numbered episodes for the
Right.
series, like episode 6, episode 8, etc. But I thought I would
Yeah.
come in and just...
Like, I mean, I've been basically... Anyone who wants to join, I've been letting them join, which is fun. We get lots of fun, chaotic derailments and everything, but
It kind of get boring after a while.
well,
Do you want me to hop out of the game then and just stick in the voice chat?
it's entirely up to you. I mean, let's see, how many people do we have right now?
I have 5 out of 8.
We have 5? Okay, yeah, no wonder it's glitching out, because 4 is bad enough. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to tell anybody to leave, because I'm having fun, and presumably everybody else is too. But what we're going to have to do, probably, is start planning this ahead of time, so that we can, like, stagger and cycle out who's here.
What are we grabbing? Planks or beams?
I don't know that it really matters. We're out of both at the mine.
You'll need to get some more lumber. It's completely out. Remember, having equal amounts of lumber and beams will help really make a lot of product.
Yeah. Yeah, because
so we want beams then? Okay.
Yeah, well, we're out of both at the mine. It'll eat through all of what it has until it runs out of one of them, and then it'll stop.
Or if the industry is...
Or yeah, if the industry is full, but actually, I don't know how close it is to being full.
Do we want to do 2 of the planks and 3 beams, or do we want to do 3 planks and 2 beams?
Let's do 3 planks and 2 beams, because I think we had 1 load of beams at the mine. I think. Should we buy more flat cars, or should we wait until we've got the Cook Mogul and then do that?
Well, remember, my money is not counting in yours for some reason, and I have. I can't do it in this view. I have $2,900. I don't know how I have
Dang.
2,900, but I have 2,900. So,
Are
if
you a
have
high
money to buy
enough tier
flats,
to buy steak flats?
I am experience 0, so no, well, I'm 1, so probably not.
Oh, okay. Well,
Question: Did you join Ramsey's company, or
Mm,
did you not?
I don't think I'm part of the. How do I join the company?
You press tab, you select the player you want to join, and then just say join company. I think when you do that, all the money you earn, as well as experience, gets traded back to your employer. Like, if you join me, money you make will
someone's
be
driving.
sent into my account.
that's me. I'm just
Okay.
moving forward so we can load the
Well,
beams.
well, it's still going to say I have 2,900, but I did join the company, so hopefully that works.
So does that mean that you get my experience, or is it only one way?
I think
if
it's
he
only
makes
one way.
I think it's one way. If
Oh.
he makes money off of daily delivery, then the experience and money goes into his employer.
So technically, I should join your company so that you can use that money to buy steak flats.
I don't think I get your experience though.
Oh.
I don't think experience works that way.
I
think
don't think so
use
either.
transfer funds.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, what can
Well, you
I
know what? If you
do
transfer the
here?
funds to me, then I can buy the steak flats, or vice versa. Or I guess not vice versa, because you don't have the experience.
There is no transfer funds option, which I kind of wish they did add.
They really
That would
should
have
have that.
really helped out.
Yeah. The money system in this game is not ideal.
All right.
Yeah.
Does somebody want to throw switches so we're heading the right direction?
We should already be heading the right direction, because we just came from there.
Sweet.
And it's a loop.
Well, fancy that.
Well, I think I might be able to get some more cash, because I'm going to probably use some of my own money to acquire.
We
an
wanna
engine
head
be
to the
used
mine,
permanently
correct?
For the logging operations.
We're taking the beams and lumber to the mine, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the iron mine needs lumber and beams in order to make iron ore. And we need to bring in more iron ore and cordwood for the smelter.
Oh, dang it. We should have filled up with water.
I have a set for the mine.
The tender's got loads of water in it. I don't know why the engine's having a problem.
Okay, then never mind. I guess that's just my... I literally got a flash that was like,
Oh.
you're low on
We,
water.
we filled up with water earlier.
You must construct additional pylons.
You must fill up additional water.
Or, in the case of 3D Ultra Light Out Train Town, watch it, you're almost out of fuel.
I gotta put more
Yes.
Train Town sound clips in here. I only have the Fender Bender one.
Eventually, you might have a sorry, fuel's gone. That game has so many good quotes.
It does.
I'm not gonna lie.
I should do a playthrough of that game on stream, honestly.
Yeah.
Please? Please?
Please do it for the nostalgia.
Yeah. It's funny because I never played that as a kid. So, for me, it's more like, this is interesting. This is what I missed.
It's model trains, but with puzzles.
Yeah. I was too busy laying spaghetti of Bachmann Easy Track all over the carpet.
Well, puzzles and math.
Yeah.
The horror. But it is a good game.
Yeah.
Even if they
I've played a little bit of it. It does seem like, for the time, it was quite well thought out.
Yeah, although I kind of wish there was a couple of things they did add, like the ability to place down roads, railroad crossings, a couple
Yeah.
of other unique structures and facilities and stuff like that. And more train types too, like a steam passenger engine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not just love the F3, but still, I think it was just because of the computer technology at the time.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing that trips me up about it is the, like, kind of pseudo 3D side-scrolling format is something I'm really not used to.
Yeah. I mean, the models are pretty nice too. I mean, I didn't expect the generic steam engine to be based off of a Western Maryland H9.
Yeah, especially considering Lionel has never actually made that. Like, you'd think they'd base them off of real Lionel products, but no, they just picked this interesting, but not connected to Lionel in any way, prototype. I think the only one of those that's been made was MTH.
It would be kind of funny if Lionel did make a run of the H9 and had the color scheme of it was in Town.
And like some of the voice lines.
Oh, yes! Some of the voice lines in the... Like, if you press a button for the crash sound, instead it will just be the guy who does that old-timer voice saying, "That's a fender bender!" It would be genius!
Okay, so... Alright, I just had an idea. So you know how ESU lock sound, you can load your own sound files into it?
I believe so.
We get an MTH Western Maryland H9. We put ESU lock sound into it, and we load up all the train town sound effects.
Like the chugs, the whistle.
Yeah, the chugs that are like one chuff every 4 revolutions.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
they
like
have the train town feed play as well. That would be the icing on the cake.
Maybe
So
do
I have a family member that I once talked to because I was going to play a prank on a buddy of mine by putting in some of his favorite metal songs into a decoder and putting it in like a coach or something like that and giving it to him so it like automatically blared whenever you put it on the track.
That'd be awesome.
As it turns out, it's very easy to do that, and he actually has the skills to do it. So that might be easier than you think, and it might be cheaper. We may not even have to get an ESU programmer and ESU decoder. We might be able to fabricate our own chip and actually get it so it holds the sounds and plays them at the correct quality you want them to be at.
So Peter lives near me, and he actually has an ESU lock programmer, so that part of it is done.
Oh, nice.
I can just borrow that. All I need to find is an ESU decoder, and I think it's going to have to be the large-scale version to have enough amperage to run the MTH engine, because it's O-gauge. But my O-gauge layout's wired for DCC, so I can run it.
Well, and MTH motors are just honking big, so they take...
Yeah, they are honking big, and they're geared pretty fast.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, I've been working on putting Blue Nami in an MTH USRA 060, and I tried one of the HO2 amp decoders, which are perfectly sufficient for most of my G-scale engines. And anytime I pulled more than like 2 cars, it would shut down from over amperage.
Oh wow!
I think it was just like right on the limit of what it could do. Now, the decoder I was using had been installed in several different engines before, and it had kind of been put through the ringer, so it's possible that like something was weird with it. But I put it in G-scale engine and it works fine. So I think I'm gonna need the larger 4-amp decoder for that. The only O-gauge engine I found that is a low enough amp draw that I can use an HO decoder in it is the Williams 10-wheeler, which is geared really slow.
Well, in the Williams, that particular 10-wheeler, that can motor that's in there is very much akin to the who was it? It's one of the brass makers. They use the same hand motors. And they're super free spinning. They're really good amperage. They just don't draw a lot.
Yeah,
they're nice can motors.
It's a nice smooth runner.
I was reading about Williams earlier today because I was looking into some of their quote unquote post-war line. Like they've got the J classes for the Hudsons that are built akin to post-war, but they're more modern. So I was looking into those, and I was reading a little bit more about like some of their specifications for their actual patterns that they used, and then the actual what's it called, the
tooling
specs on like the motors and stuff. Yeah, the tooling.
The Williams, the 10-wheeler is after they were bought out by Bachmann, so I don't think it's quite as fancy, but it is a very nice smooth runner. I think it's just the same standard motor. It might actually be a big hauler motor for all I know.
After Bachmann took over Williams, Williams made really good stuff that was similar to post-war, but then after Bachman took over, they stopped making very much Williams stuff.
Yeah, I feel like Bachman bought out Williams thinking it was going to be a big moneymaker, and it kind of turned out not to be, so they just kind of forgot about it. Train Boy, the Williams Easy Street stuff is interesting. I looked into that because I wanted to do... For a while I was thinking I wanted to have moving vehicles on the roads on my O-gauge layout, so I was looking into Easy Street. It turns out it's actually... It's the same thing as an old K-line system called Super Streets. Williams just inherited the tooling. It is an interesting system. It's basically just track embedded in the road, and then the cars have railroad wheels. It seems to work pretty well, but it doesn't look super realistic. So I don't think I'm going to end up doing that. But it is for a post-war style layout where scale realism isn't as much of a concern. It would be a really fun system.
I actually did see some advertisements for that system. It looks really interesting, and not to mention, it could be well made for if you want to have a street running section on your railroad.
Yeah, and I am going to have a street running section on the O-gauge layout, but I think because I need curve radiuses that you can't get in Easy Street, I think I'm going to just lay it manually.
You could also
I have always kind of wondered how well that Easy Street would work for street running.
I think on straight track it would probably be fine. On curves, because the Easy Street stuff is designed to take much sharper curves than a normal train, I think it would be a problem.
Also, if you got the time, you might want to come to the lumber mill, because I just got ourselves a new locomotive.
Oh! So wait, did you buy it with your money, or did you buy it with the company money?
I bought it with my own money.
Wow!
Turns out if I join you, I actually get the money I earn from my deliveries, so...
And do you have the XP to buy a locomotive?
Well, I just bought one of the starter 3 engines you can get.
Oh, okay. Still, that's good. More locomotives are always helpful. I didn't realize you could buy anything with just the basic XP.
One of the things I was thinking about for the street running, it might have been an old classic toy train article, but the concept would still work fairly well today, which would be to use like EVA foam or PVA foam, like what they use for cosplay. It would be perfect because it's pretty thin stuff and it's foam, so it doesn't weigh anything, and it's not going to mess with any sort of aspects of like the running characteristics. It shouldn't, and you should be able to cut it really easily along your curves and stuff, and you can do anything you want to on top of it. You can put plaster on it or anything, and something like that I was thinking about might be a very easy and inexpensive solution.
Sorry, I'm just in the cab with whoever's driving, and every time they're closing the throttle, I'm opening it.
Ah, that would be me. So that's why I was like, what is going on with this locomotive?
It's having a mind of its own.
You want to know why you keep wrecking? This is why. This is the conductor coming in and slapping the engineer's hands away and going, let me drive. Let me show you.
Welcome back, Crazy Spud.
Anyway, so I bought the shave, and it's going to be used solely for the logging operations.
Ooh, okay. That'll be good.
Nice. It will pull everything, including the world.
How fast does it go? I can't imagine it's any faster than the Porters.
I think you can run faster than it.
Yeah.
I think you can physically run faster.
Very likely. Oh, I got to know very well in the early days of this game how fast you could physically run, because I kept falling off of trains and having to chase them down. Mm-hmm. That was before you could fly. I think the flying thing was actually a mod originally, and then... Or like...
It's actually
it was part of...
third-party program.
Yeah, it was part of, like...
Online Extended.
That's the one.
And they just implemented it into the game.
Yeah, Railroads Online Extended was great.
They also had... What did they have? They had the switches in the map menu that you could throw. They had the actual track layout in the map. That wasn't in there originally. And I think that was all part of the same program, wasn't it?
They basically... All the stuff that they later added to the game, somebody else implemented first as a third-party thing.
Okay, I'm gonna set you guys... I think you need to go around onto the track that leads to the log pond, or you might need to stop just before the switches that lead to
Oh my
the mill,
gosh.
because I'm heading back to the logging camp.
I'm just looking at my screen, and I'm so frightened because I'm on my third-person view, and there's 4 John Railroadsons in the cab of this locomotive. Something bad's gonna happen. I just know it.
It's a party!
You're
We're
gonna-
so intoxicated, we have to be in the fire. We have to be in the cab to keep warm.
Yeah.
Or just to get the lingering effects, the bruise off of us.
So Crazy Spud, funny story. I don't think Railroads Online Extended is a thing anymore, but there's something called Railroad Studio, where you can upload your save and then edit like how much money and XP you have. So you can literally just like give yourself almost infinite money.
Yeah, they kind of discontinued. I believe they discontinued RROX after I think the update that added like Lake Valley. That or Aurora Falls.
Yeah. Chase's Railway Lines, 3 Bachmann big haulers. Dang, I only have 2. Well, I have 2 and then a giant box of spare parts. So I could probably cobble together a third one, but it would all be mismatched parts.
I've only got one,
Frankenstein
and as Michael pointed out, I have what is ostensibly the worst one, and I was like, well, great, good to know.
Oh, is it the... I forget which one it was. Is it the old radio control one with the plastic wheels?
No, well, it's not that one. You did say it wasn't that bad, but you did say it wasn't great. It's the flat bottom, no indent for the...
Oh, right, the Virginian Truckee one. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that's
gold set.
basically the same gearbox as the remote control one, just with metal wheels. I mean, they're not terrible. They do run. They just run fairly noisily, and you have to be careful not to pull too much with them, or the gears will shred. The good ones.
Saw that, whoever. Yeah.
The good ones are the 5th gen, which was introduced around 2000. And that you can tell because on the bottom they've got both the gear bulge and a little round plug that you can pull out to grease the gears. Oh, Chase, you've got the Casey Jones one. I kind of wish I had been able to find one of those. It would have made my Casey Jones video a whole lot easier. Instead, I had a custom letter one. Bachmann rolling stock. Depends on the scale. In HO, it's fine, but overpriced. So, like, if you can get them cheap used, they're fine, but I wouldn't buy them new. I'm not paying like $40 for a Bachmann boxcar. In G scale, they're a good, cheaper alternative to LGB. But they're better if you swap out the couplers and put metal wheels on them. Yeah, Big Hauler I think would probably be the best option to kit bash a Class 47. Depending on how accurate you want it to be, replicating the uneven driver spacing would be an interesting challenge. What you might have to do... I mean, I guess you could 3D print a custom frame and make custom length rods. I don't know if you want to go to that much trouble,
What
though.
locomotive is he trying to replicate?
The Denver and Rio Grande Class 47. So, like, it's one of those 10-wheelers with, like, really uneven driver spacing. With, like, the front 2 axles are squeezed super close. It's like CR3, where the front 2 axles are squeezed super close together, and then the rear one's way back there. Because the firebox...
Use a big hauler chassis?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the only 10-wheeler chassis you can get in G-scale. Oh, good night, train boy.
That's actually pretty possible with that particular
Yeah.
chassis. It
I mean,
wouldn't be too bad.
The nice thing with the big hauler chassis is that only one axle is actually geared. So if you make custom rods, you can change the spacing of the other ones however you want.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, then you're running into the issue of are 3D printed rods going to be strong enough not to break when you're trying to pull stuff?
Well, you'd have to send it out, but you can have it custom CNC'd for like aluminum or something like that, so it's still kind of lightweight. You can do that. That would be okay.
I've looked into that. It's stupidly expensive.
Is it really?
Yeah, especially for small quantities. You'd be... I don't remember exactly how much it was, but it was, I think, over $100 for a pair of rods.
I wonder if it would be, if you could do it at a pretty precise level. If you know anybody with a machining background, it may not be too bad to just basically, quote unquote, scratch build them. Essentially, if you have the right gauge for it and the right set of calipers, you should be able to mark it on what's that called? It's dang it. It's like a protractor, but it's not quite a protractor. Anyway,
Caliper?
you use that compass. Caliper, yes, but it's a compass, and you can set it on that direct dial on the caliper.
So I was going to say, caliper, I literally have one right here.
Yeah, because they make some that indent the metal, and you could use those. As long as you can find your exact centers on everything, you should be able to cut it out of like a brass sheet or something, like a thicker brass sheet, and that would be okay. You'd be all right with that. That wouldn't be too expensive. Time consuming.
A drill press and anvil. Yeah, you probably could make your own rods. That might be worth pursuing. Yeah, at that point, it would just be a case of the frame, and the frame's plastic, so that you could 3D print just fine. What I would do is find a 5th gen big hauler chassis. You can order them from the Bachmann Parts Department, because those have brass bearings on the axles, and the older ones don't. So then the frame itself doesn't have to be the bearing surface, because like on the really old ones, the plastic frame itself is the bearing surface, and it will gradually wear down. More so if it's 3D printed, because it's a softer plastic. So I think you would want to have the brass bearings on the axle.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5th gen is just a much sturdier gearbox and quieter. But yeah, that's definitely doable. And then it's a straight boiler, so you could 3D print that, or you could probably even just like use a piece of pipe and just add details to it. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm kind of fascinated by this idea.
Start making some good money out of that little idea.
Because... Okay, so I mentioned earlier I was debating scratch building a G-scale locomotive with 3D printing. One idea that I had was a Virginian Truckee Mogul on an LGB Mogul chassis. The other idea that I had was Sierra 3. And doing it in like 1 to 26th or 27th scale, so it would look passable with both 1/29th and 1 to 22.5 rolling stock.
You had also thought about doing that... Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but that one at the B&O Museum.
Oh, the Thatcher Perkins, yes.
Yeah.
That was my initial idea. I ended up kind of giving up on that because the Thatcher Perkins is standard gauge, its proportions would be pretty difficult to fudge into a passable model that would be narrow gauge but still look right. Because the boiler sits down so low in between the huge drivers that if you move the drivers in enough for it to be narrow gauge, there's no room for the boiler.
True.
So what I'm thinking now is, the other idea that I had was to basically use the dimensions of the Walter E. Disney, because it's kind of a vaguely similar looking engine, and then just letter as the Thatcher Perkins. But I tried to find blueprints for that, and the guy that I know who knows a guy, Lionel, also does a lot of custom Disney models, and apparently, according to him, the blueprints for the Disney locomotives are a closely guarded corporate secret. So I would just have to take a best guess from photographs, and at that point I might as well just freelance it.
Fair.
So
I still think it'd be fun to do that because you were looking at doing the Tahoe or the Empire, right?
yeah, those two are like on the short list. I am still thinking about that. I kind of don't want to cut up my LGB Mogul because it's too nice. Like, the issue I have with my LGB Mogul is the previous owner smoked, and I had a hell of a time getting the smell out of it. But it's, like, cosmetically it's in really good shape, so I think it's worth continuing to try and clean it out and make it really nice as it is. And the smell isn't that bad. You kind of got to stick your nose in the cab to smell it. So I'm
Is there a
more...
brake on or
Smells
several brakes on?
Hold on.
Like broken dreams.
I'll check. Well, it's...
Which one is the Walter E. Disney? I'm trying to think of which one that is.
It's the red 10-wheeler in Florida at Walt Disney World.
It's red on red, so it's red wheels, white pinstripes, gold bands, red boiler.
Yeah,
red cab, I believe.
Yeah, it's all red. There's also the Roger E. Broggie, which I think is basically a copy of the same design, but it's red and green two-tone. Okay, yeah, there was a break on. I found it. Yeah, the crazy spot. So yeah, that's the thing with G-Scale is... That's why I was thinking of doing Sierra 3, but with the scale fudged a little bit smaller. So that it would look passable with 1 to 22.5 narrow gauge stuff, or with 1 to 29 standard gauge stuff. I think I figured out that if it was 1 to 26th or 1 to 27th scale, then big hauler drive wheels would be the right diameter.
So, I mean, granted, it would take a bit of research, but you might not need to you might still be able to do the Walter E. Disney without needing the closely guarded corporate stuff of Disney.
In what way?
That locomotive was... I just pulled it up. It was built by Baldwin, and it was part of the United Railways of...
Oh, right! Yeah, so it was... I think it was originally a Mexican narrow gauge engine, but
yes.
Disney rebuilt so much of it that it's basically unrecognizable. Like, I think the only thing that's original is the frame and some of the running gear. Like, everything above the running boards was built new for Disney, as far as I know. Because if you look up original pictures of it, like, it has a straight boiler, it has a different cab, it has a different smoke box. I mean, realistically, eventually I probably will end up doing both, but I'm thinking maybe rather than cutting up my existing LGB Mogul, I would just, like, find a scrap one. Like, there's one on trains right now, or at least there was the other day, for like $220, where the shell is completely trashed, but the mechanism looks fine. So that might be an option. Something like that, where just find a cheap LGB Mogul with a good mechanism, but a trashed shell, and then build something else on the shell. So that might be a good basis for the V&T Mogul idea. I was thinking,
if you need any measurements for that, by the way, I do have access to all of the Baldwin builders receipts, essentially the builder listings for it. So I actually have all of the V&T locomotives saved. So I have all of the original specs for boiler, inner outer diameter. Empire had a taper on the wagon top, obviously. I've got all the driver spacing, everything like that. I have all of that information.
That would actually be phenomenal to have.
I will see if I can find it. I'll have to pull it off of my other computer, off of this computer. But I've got them saved. I've got them saved somewhere. I'll because that's how I'm scratch building my I.E. James locomotive in HO scale. It's a 240. Looks pretty similar to the JW. It's Bowker. It's not quite the same, but it's pretty close. But it is. Oh my goodness, an HO scale. That locomotive is just tiny.
Oh yeah, that's going to be minuscule.
I had to get the smallest Sagami motor I think ever made. I think it's a centimeter, or it's 12 millimeters long. It's 10 millimeters wide. That's how tiny that motor is. It is astronomically tiny, but it is in the boiler. So
I can't remember if I told you or not, but I measured the Rivarossi JW Bowker, and it's actually S scale.
Yes, yeah, it measures closer to 1/64th than it does anything else.
I think, like, I measured a couple different dimensions, and they came out to 1/66.
Somewhere I've got an old model Railroader magazine. I want to say it's 50-something. It's a late 50s or early 60s edition of Model Railroader, and I have the review of the original JW Bowker by Rivarossi. Or the Rivarossi JW Bowker, the original review of it when it was first released. I'll have to see if I can find it. I'll scan it on my printer and see if I can get it to you in some images. But
that'd be epic.
They talk about it, and it's funny because the way that they word that editorial is interesting because they talk about, while it is a close approximation of the JW Bowker, it is heavily out of scale, and they're talking about like the drivers, like they focus on the driver spacing for some reason. They're like, the driver spacing is completely out of whack, but it is the same driver spacing as the Genoa and the Reno, which is true, it is. But it's like heavily out of whack for that locomotive, and I'm like, of all the things to focus on, like the fact that it is literally enormous in HO scale, you were focusing on, oh, but the wheels can't do it. Wheels are too far apart. It's disgusting.
One of that actually is starting to give me doubts because the driver spacing was one of the things that I measured to determine the scale.
Yeah, you're right on. I want to say that it's... Well, that's the thing, is it's not quite right in any dimension you measure it in. So I would say you're dead on. It's pretty dang close to about S scale.
Yeah. Like, if you were going to do, like, SN 3.5 on HO track, representing 3-foot gauge, it would actually be a pretty plausible 3-foot gauge 2-4 up. Like... Yeah. Aside from like some little bits about the shape of the cab and stuff, it would be like kind of similar to the Montezuma.
Yeah, which you can scratch build a new cab, which is...
Matter of fact, I think it would actually be smaller than the Montezuma. Because I looked it up, and the Montezuma and the JW Bowker are actually shockingly close in size. One just happens to be standard gauge. But I think the wheelbases are only a few inches off.
That's surprising.
That is surprising.
Yeah, I think like the Montezuma is a 6-foot wheelbase and the Bowker's a 6.5.
The one thing that's been an absolute enigma that I cannot seem to figure out, it's well known that the type of water pump on the Bowker, and I'm going to butcher the names, and I'll just say it's one type of water pump. It's a fire pump. Oops, I've overshot that. My bad.
I was going to say.
Back up. There's one specific type of water pump on the JW Bowker. The IE James had a water pump as well, but it's a different type. And I cannot find dimensional drawings for that water pump. And I have done high and low, and I've searched old catalogs for everything. You know, marine applications, standard fire pump applications, just everything. Can't find a danged thing because they have it listed as one thing. But when you look at some of the images, it almost looks like the prototype for what the Bowker actually has. So I started talking with a gentleman. He is in northern Nevada, and he does a lot of the V&T stuff as well. And he and I were chatting, and we were trying to figure out if it is like some sort of a prototype pump or what it is, because the name of it, and I've got to find it somewhere. I'll find it, and I'll post it in the Discord chat. At some point, but it's an astoundingly weird name, and for the fire pump that's on there, and that's been the hardest part. Is I was like, well, I can buy any number of fire pumps in brass and HO scale from Precision or whoever, but I think I'm going to have to scratch build an HO scale fire pump, and I'm not entirely looking forward to it, but at the same time, it'll be really cool if I can get it to work.
I wonder if you could resin print it. Like 3D model it and...
I thought about that. The problem is like even the smaller, or even like a general size fire pump in HO scale, it's usually got a 2-piston system. So it's a little bit wider. So it's about, we'll call it 1/4 of an inch wide. It's not the right measurement, but it's close enough. So, shush, my dog is talking to me for some reason. What do you want?
You've got a talking dog?
Well, something like that. He lets me know when he thinks he wants pets, because he's the biggest princess in the house, so...
Oh, I mean, if the dog wants pets, by all means, pet the dog. Don't stop on my account.
But yeah, the pump on that fire pump on the IE James is a single piston, but it has a really long, very oblong condenser, which is the bulb on the front of it that helps regulate the pressure, so it forces it back out on the backstroke of the piston. Which, by the way, fire pumps, fascinating subject if you ever want to learn how they work. Steam-fired ones, just cool. They're just awesome little mechanical marvels.
That is definitely a rabbit hole I will go down at some point.
Oh, it's cool.
They're just neat. Like, that is exactly the sort of stuff that will have me reading, like, builder's diagrams at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, well, and that's the fun thing. There are a lot of good builder's diagrams of fire pumps specifically from like when the JW Boker was built, because it was built 5 or 6 years after the James. And in the builder's notes for the Bowker, it even has notes that says build like V&T number 9, which was a different Baldwin build number, and they wanted these changes and a different they wanted a fire pump. And then there's a second handwritten note that has the specific type of pump, which is what it still has today, if I remember right. But I want to say they called it a Klondike pump, and I don't think that's the right. Let me see. If somebody wants to come and drive the locomotive, I'll see if I can find the
I'll do that.
image, because I know I've got it somewhere. If someone wants to
Also-
hop in here, I'll
Also, I need to
out.
check chat. I haven't been paying attention to chat in a while.
Oops, sorry, chat. I was story timing. My apologies.
Oh, all good. Let's
I
see.
was kind of busy adding an engine house and servicing facility at the logging camp.
Roger E. at Strasbourg. Oh, I'm sorry, Chessie. Yeah, yours plugged up sucks. Brass cap straight stack or a balloon stack. Depends on the fuel, I would say. If it's wood burner, definitely a balloon stack. Authentic 480. 480s, I feel like, are uncommon enough that nobody's gonna make one unless it's like a really famous prototype, or unless they're Mantua and they're just throwing together random leftover parts.
Oh, I love the Mantua 480. It's such a cool engine.
It is. It doesn't necessarily match any specific prototype, but it is a cool engine.
Well, I'm kit bashing one right now to look like a Southern Pacific 480. So I've got some work into that. They're neat, and they're so easy to work on. I put a can motor with a flywheel in it.
Oh, yeah.
Run mint.
Honestly, those
Just
Mantua, like that Mantua chassis, like the CR3 based ones, actually run really sweet with a can motor swap.
They do. Well, the only issue I have on the 460 variant of it is that it's not heavy enough in the back, so you have to add some weight in the back, otherwise it derails itself. But
Yeah.
they run great.
The issue that I've found with them is that the pilot truck doesn't swing out far enough for 18-inch radius curves. Like, it scrapes against the back of the cylinder.
Yeah, you're right. It does.
I solved that when I did the one for Red Dead Railroad. I solved that by just dremeling a bit more material off the cylinder. But it's
Which makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So.
And the other thing is, it's very easy to accidentally put the pilot truck on backwards, which makes the problem even worse. Chase's Railway Lines. There's a seller on eBay called CV Backshop that sells them.
Oh yeah, CD Backshop is he does all the motor swaps. I love that guy.
Yeah.
I've actually
That guy's got a motor swap for basically every Mantua engine under the sun. And if you email him first and tell him which one you have, he'll send you a set of instructions specific to that one. The only thing I don't like is the wooden wedge-shaped motor mounts that come with his kits. I didn't use that. I made a 3D printed one. I mean, I'm sure the wooden ones work fine, but it just, because I had a 3D printer and the ability to design stuff easily, it didn't seem worth trying to make the wooden thing work. Hello, BD Vids. Crazy Spud, it's a coal burner. I mean, I think either a cap stack or a balloon stack would be plausible in that case.
If it's coal burner, you're most likely gonna have you're usually gonna have a straight stack, because they usually had baffles and screens in the smoke box.
Oh, actually, that's another question. Is it an extended smoke box? Because if it is, then you want a straight stack. Yeah, Chase, go on eBay. Oh, actually, you know what? I wonder if I can just paste the link in the chat.
I don't think YouTube allows links to be shared. Unless, I think if you share it, since you are the streamer, I think it might work. I don't know.
Let's find out. Because it's kind of hard to find by search. I'm not sure why, but...
So, if they were going to make a 480 for HO scale, I think they would probably try to model it off the N&W Class M. You know, the 475 at Strasbourg.
Yeah. I would like to see that.
There's a brass. Is it Sunset or I feel like Sunset or Beaver Creek has a that specific Norfolk and Western 480. But I mean, you're talking like $1,200 of an engine or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like a new production run of those.
Oh yeah, that's true. Who? It's going to sound ridiculous, but the maker that would actually make a good one of those would actually be Athearn, because like they've got their MT4s and stuff like that. They've got some of those larger ones. A good mid-scale locomotive from them would be a 480. I think it would be fantastic if they did one of those.
Yeah, I think the variants that they would make would be its condition when it was in the NW in the 50s, Strasbourg variant 1, Strasbourg variant 2, and the current version that has like the ticked-in smoke box door, if you know what I mean.
Oh yes, after the excavator incident. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that.
try. I'm gonna try pasting this eBay link in the chat and see if it does it. So it says it's for the 040, but it says in the description it will fit the 460 and 480. Just email him first for that set of instructions. So this is the one that I bought for Red Dead's 460. Good night, Crazy Spud. Alright, I don't know if that worked, but we shall see.
Okay. So it's not going to work.
Oh, it did work. Excellent. Okay, so it's just chatters who can't share stuff. The host can share stuff. Also, I just realized I was supposed to be driving the engine this whole time.
That's what I want. There we go. Image gallery. So this is Baldwin Locomotive Works Records, 1854 through 1985. This is Stanford Digital Repository. I believe I got this through the pre-1895 Railroads group on Facebook, which if anybody is interested in any of the turn-of-the-century I'm just getting hit with wood. If any of the turn-of-the-century locomotives or railroads or anything like that, highly recommend you join that Facebook group. There's really a lot of information, a lot of very good people in there.
Yeah. John Ott is in there, and he is just like the wizard with 19th century steam.
I love John Ott. I've talked with him on a couple of things, funny enough.
Yeah.
Will it let me? No. Oh my gosh, they've changed the site. I will download the entire thing. It's the original source file for this. Sure, why not? It's only 50. It's 50 gigs? No, it's not 50. It's 50 megs. Okay, we're good.
We doing all lumber?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think so.
Chase, the last song. Let's see.
You need to get $10 more before you can get the cookbook.
The music is just a playlist of YouTube royalty-free stuff. The last one before this one was Arkansas Traveler by Nat Heath and Hot Buttered Rum. So if you want to look it up, there you go. It's on the YouTube audio library. I think Arkansas Traveler is a traditional song, so you can probably find other versions of it too. Assuming it's the same one. Oh yeah, an SP280. It would be nice to have a ready-to-run version of that. I wonder if Athearn still owns the tooling for the MDC one. I wonder if they could bring that back. I'm gonna make some tea.
Well, you just need $10 more, and that will finally get the Cook Mogul for our fleet.
Wow.
We might have to reassign the gun for something else.
$10 more.
Yeah, $10. That's a bit of a slap in the face. Like, oh, sorry, you need $10 more. And we can't, like, go to a bank or ask another player to loan out $10.
Okay, you can tell I've been on the internet for too long because I just checked the firebox and it was at 67% and I instantly cringed.
It's just a number.
I know, and I hate that, like, I hate that like that number suddenly makes me go, oh no, not again, even in completely innocent contexts.
Seriously, it's just a number. It's nothing funny about a number.
No, like all the other funny numbers are funny because they have a hidden meaning. 67 is literally just a random number.
1337. That's a well-known number.
Yeah, like.
I don't understand this modern day humor at all.
Okay, so I have pulled up what is this?
That was around when memes were before memes.
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure it was like a 12-year-old kid that came up with the 6-7 thing. And like, I'm sure when we were 12, we probably all came up with stuff that most adults would not find funny, but that we thought was hilarious. But it did not need to go beyond that kid's friend group. Like, it certainly did not need to become this massive thing on the internet that is now pretty much universally hated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any qualms against the person who created it, but I just am not a fan of it.
Yeah, no, like, no shade to the kid, obviously. The kid's just having fun saying funny things. But just because it's funny to one person doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be funny to the whole internet. And I feel like things that become memes are expected to be funny to the whole internet. So I don't blame the kid who came up with it. I blame whoever decided that it needed to be a viral meme.
Yep.
Because it just didn't.
So, Michael, I just sent you the order form from Baldwin for the V&T Inyo and V&T JW Voker. It's a PDF. You should be able to zoom in and do
Wow.
what you want to do. Somewhere I've got... I know I've got them somewhere. Where the heck did I put these dang things?
I find it surprising that the JW Voker actually did survive for just being a small 240.
Yeah, it's a fascinating engine.
There's not many 240s in the States anyway, too.
No, I feel like it was kind of a very brief thing that didn't really catch on. Because by the time they came up with it, there were already larger wheel arrangements that did the same job better.
I mean, it's a pretty good industrial engine, that's for sure. And somebody else is actually making one right now for Railroader.
Oh, nice. Is it the Bowker or a different 240?
It's from a lumber company, I believe. If I actually remember.
Actually, you know what? You want to talk about small, impractical engines. What about single-driver ones like the CP Huntington?
Those were like
yeah.
a novelty. They were like, it was like a novelty locomotive, wasn't it? It was like meant only for inspections and stuff like that.
No, I think it was meant to be a passenger engine when it was first built, but it was pretty quickly relegated to inspection service because it couldn't pull diddly squat.
They said put one car behind it, and then it couldn't pull it. They
Yeah.
put no cars behind it.
But they built several of them like that.
Yeah.
The ones in England. Like the Sterling
Oh yeah, the Sterling
singles.
singles. Those at least like had the purpose was basically to fit the largest drivers possible to go really fast.
And they actually did their jobs very well until
Yeah.
the end.
Speaking of large drivers, when I was at Travel Town, I was able to walk right up to whatever that Southern Pacific Atlantic that they have is, 3025, I think. The drivers on that thing are freaking huge. I think they're 81 inches.
That is big.
I wish I brought a tape
so-
measure to confirm that.
I found the picture. I found the information about that 240 that's currently being made. It was made for the W.L. Clement Lumber Company, Chira, South Carolina, I believe. I'm gonna
Interesting.
send you a pic. Let me send you a
Okay.
pic.
High train, yes, the CP Huntington was the basis for the little engine that could, at least in the original illustrations. It's also the basis for those little electric or gas-powered like ride-on trains at every amusement park ever.
Yeah, like the little ones that you would see like at a amusement park. I actually did see one a couple of years ago. It was quite interesting.
Yeah. What's funny is that the
That's
amusement
pretty
park
much.
version, the four-wheel trucks on the front and rear, are EMD diesel trucks.
Oh,
In a totally different scale, obviously. But for some,
Oh,
I don't know why they designed them that way, but they did. I guess to hide the motors.
Okay. So for everybody in the Discord chat here, I have just posted the digital collections of Baldwin Locomotive Works engine specs 1869 through 1938. So feel free to browse as you wish.
Ooh,
Fantastic.
Nice.
I can
very cool.
search to see what they have for Sumter Valley 16 through 18. And I
I
think
also
the 50.
uploaded the picture of that 240 that's currently being modeled for Railroader. It is such a nice little engine.
Let's see.
I can see.
Oh, that's
why this
adorable. It's so tiny.
I think once the engine is released for Railroader, I think we'll probably might buy it just to run the logging train, so we can leave the 440 and 260 to run the mainline freight and passenger traffic.
Look at how thin the boiler is in the front view. Like the balloon stack is literally a larger diameter than the boiler.
It's French shape.
It's totally French shaped. It looks like a cartoon. It looks like something out of an old Disney cartoon.
Hey, who's driving the train?
Oh, sorry. That's supposed to be me.
I just
I think it's
realized
kind
I
of
looked-
like Casey Jr.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of. I'd forgotten the name of it.
Maybe that's what Disney used as a basis for their model. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I think what Disney did was they went, "Hey, can you draw a train?"
And Ward Kimball was like, "Yep," and he just
Yeah.
made a 240 out of thin air.
Yeah.
But
I mean, to be fair, the guy had a 3-foot gauge railroad in his backyard. He knew trains.
yeah, so this W.L. Clement Lumber Company #2 will probably be a really good engine to have for like a starter operation. So I don't know how useful it will be once we get a much bigger engine, but we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, Vintage Renew just sent me a newspaper comic strip. The little engine
Hey,
that says, "I think I can, but I'm not promising anything," and it's the little engine that covered its caboose.
Oh,
Since you mentioned the little engine that could, I
Yeah.
remembered that's hanging on the wall at work.
the little
we've
engine
gone too
that
far.
could.
Oh my goodness. This is
Also,
very engine. I can't unload. We've gone
Excuse me.
too far.
I also noticed it's a 220 with no cylinders and no drive rods and no tender.
Inside motion, perhaps?
Um,
I'm flashing my
That was common on
light.
British
Go
It's-
engines
forward.
back in the day.
neither. It's what it is me not paying attention to the game
It's okay.
Because I'm busy looking.
It's all right.
because I'm busy looking at a newspaper cartoon.
Oh,
If
We're
you
just
want
all
to send
chatting
that
about
into,
real life trades and funny stuff here.
if you want
I
to
like
send that in the chat so the other people can see it, go ahead. I just
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was on my phone, but I'm on my computer, so
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll do that. 6 trains and 7 locomotives. Rude of them to pick that particular number. There is actually a place in my city that has one of those little CP Huntingtons. I think it's called the Ecotarium.
Speaking of 6 engines, I was operating a coal train on my laptop only save in Railroader. I had to have like about 6 engines just to get a long drag of hoppers from the mine to the interchange.
Wow.
It was just, yeah, it was very heavy. It was the Mogul, the T-17, G-25, a C-25, and a 480. Yeah. A 6 header is, well, not very possible unless you're like in a very, very mountainous country like in Chile.
Well, I mean, I've got photos of when they were building the Union Pacific and the Central Pacific for the Transcontinental. I've got photos of the work trains with 4 to 5 engines on one end and 2 to 3 engines on the other, pushing just silly huge trains. I mean, with the like triple decker sleepers and stuff like that. I've got some of those.
Oh, yeah.
Those are some cool photos when people died like men. I'm just saying.
Those tri-level crew cars were interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually 3 levels, that actually would... You know how big it could be if you converted one of them into something else, like a private car or something. It would be like the size of a standard living room. Oh, a manor style living room, I think.
So we have enough money now to get a cookie.
Yeah, you got
And
enough,
also a locomotive.
And you actually got enough to detail it a bit too.
Yeah. Well, there's not a whole lot of options on the wood burner, but we'll see what... Let's get back to the sawmill, and then we'll take a look and see what we can get.
I believe normally when I had the cook book for the first time, I chose smokestack option 3 and headlight option number 2.
I didn't realize there were that many options on the wood burner.
Yeah.
The coal burner gets all the good paint schemes and all the cursed ones.
Yeah. But I do like the look of the third smokestack and second headlight type on the Volvo. It makes it look more or less similar to what it looked like in service.
Yeah. So, what occurs to me, the way that the fuel consumption works in the game, a load of coal lasts kind of forever. So we could actually get the coal burner and get one of the cursed paint schemes if we wanted to.
Yeah.
We could
You
get,
don't
like, the
feel
Christmas
about,
one.
Yeah, you don't... sorry. Sometimes it gets me. But it takes like about 4 shovelfuls of coal to fill up the fireworks, so...
Yeah, and there's, like, probably thousands of shovelfuls in the tender. It'll certainly last until we get to the coal mine.
Yeah, in which the coal mine will need both beams and rails to produce coal.
So, I don't know.
I believe...
Do we buy the Christmas one for the meme?
Or we buy the OG.
Or do we buy the blue one for the meme?
Oh, the Wabash Cannonball?
I don't remember if I've told the story on stream before, but I figured out where the blue livery came from. It was a misinterpretation of a drawing that was published in Model Railroader of the original DSP&P livery.
Yeah.
Like, they had blue on there to indicate gloss black versus matte black, but the Railroads Online people took it literally and made it blue.
Why am I not surprised?
The Easy Tech Mogul, I guess the closest thing would probably be the red Christmas one.
And they also have the blue shape of the Mason.
Whoa! I don't know if anybody saw that, but the locomotive was literally tipped up and balanced on the outside wheels around that curve.
You were one railing it.
It doesn't count as a derail, but it was briefly a monorail.
You might want to slow down.
No, haven't you heard what Heist says? Uphill slow, downhill fast, tonnage first, safety last.
Yeah, but I'm in the way with the shape.
Oh! Oh crap!
Oh! Slow down there, Casey Jones.
The derail counter shall not be updated this day.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway.
Although I might add a near miss counter.
Yeah. But I'm gonna take this cut back up to the logging camp and put them away, so...
Okay.
we can probably...
Oh, what did you name the Shay? Out of curiosity.
Oh, I just named it for... I just gave it a corporate identity. PV Lumber Company.
Oh, that works. Yeah, because the Cook Mogul, whichever one we buy, is going to be named Cookie Monster, and then if we get the Cook 280, that's going to be the Swedish Chef.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, are we missing an opportunity for cookie dough, though?
Maybe? I don't know, I kind of wanted to do the Muppet thing.
Yeah,
So then-
I like that
so then-
Muppet idea.
Oh, absolutely, roll with it. But then that begs the question of, when we get passenger cars, do we call it the Swedish meatball as the passenger train?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And all the furniture in the coaches is from IKEA.
take my money, sir. you may have it.
And the passenger cars are available in blue too.
Are they really? So we... Alright, so what we should do is recreate the Bachman Hawthorne Village Wolf train, where it's a mogul and coaches and it's all blue.
Ugh.
Which I have, by the way. The mogul's in pieces, but I have the passenger cars.
The Azul Express.
Okay. I'm going to open up the store and see what our options are.
So, and then when I unloaded, I didn't get any money. So as far as I know, you guys got or the company got all the money. So we should be
Okay.
good. But I that means I'm stuck with $2,900. So, and I didn't get any experience either.
Weird.
So yeah,
So-
should I? I mean, I can just get.
Did you join Ramsey's company?
Yeah, I did, and it didn't give me experience unloading, but it did make sure he got the money, which is good. That's the better part anyway. I just don't get any experience for it, which is weird.
Yeah, so if you're gonna get money and experience for yourself, you'll have to not join a company.
Okay.
So paint, we've got a bunch of boring realistic paint schemes. Here's the blue. Oh, Train Guy, the Cookie Monster was your idea? Well, I'll have to give you credit for that. That's an excellent idea. Can I put a poll in chat? I'm not sure how to do that.
Normally I go for paint 2 myself for the Cook Mogul Coal Burner. It has that nice brass and blue boiler jacket.
Oh yeah, I do love that one, but since we're being funny,
We're gonna be going for the full on.
yeah, we're going either blue or Christmas. So I'm gonna
I'm not
see.
gonna lie, I do like the blue coloring on this engine. I wish it was done a little bit more tastefully though.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know how to start a poll.
I believe on YouTube chat there is an option for you to place a poll.
Yeah, I just can't figure out how to do it.
If somebody in the crowd can
I'll look it up.
correctly, it'd be great.
Here we go.
Place your votes in now, folks.
Um, Alright, so for reference, this is the blue. That's the Christmas one. Christmas one is based on the original LGB Mogul. The blue is based on that one drawing in Monorail Rotor that they misinterpreted. And it's also similar, but not an exact match for the Bachman Wolf train. The Hawthorne Village one. They are both profoundly cursed. Is there anything other options? No, there's just the weathered one, which is cool, but not funny.
Yeah, that's what I dub the Lake Valley livery because
Yeah.
Montezuma got a livery when the game went out of early access and they dubbed it Lake Valley, so I believe all weathered locomotives in that are just dubbed as the Lake Valley scheme.
Let's see how the poll is doing. Blue is 60, currently winning at 60% with 5 votes. I'm not seeing any more votes, so I think I'm going to call it there and we're going with the blue.
Alright.
Alright, name. Let me see.
Cookie Monster!
Where does it put the name? It puts it on the
there's
cab
a-
side, which makes the text really, really small. I'm kind of wondering if we put it on the side of the tender and then put the railroad name on the cab side.
That could work. Any other options for the headlight and smokestack?
Oh, I didn't even look. Let's see. So for the stack,
There's like a cap stack. There's
Yeah.
a large diamond stack. The cook stack, which is what many of the cook locomotives
Yeah.
on the
This one-
South Park had.
this one looks ridiculous, but I don't know. Is that what we want?
You mean like the? Is it the large sunflower shape?
It's like the large balloon. There is also the sunflower one that's really tall.
Oh, you're talking. Yeah, there's also a classic diamond stack and a cap stack.
I'm kind of inclined to go with the classic diamond stack personally. I like that one, but I don't know. Do we want something cursed or do we want something that actually looks decent?
Which one is the classic diamond one?
Number 3. So yeah, 1 is straight, 2 is cap, 3 is the diamond stack, 4 is the sunflower, and then 5 is the big balloon one. Train guy, we already have a name for the railroad. It's the DOA Railroad, or Denver, Osier, and Antonito, which are all locations in Colorado.
Oh, I thought it was dead on arrival. My bad.
It's that too.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what it's really supposed to be.
It's a double meaning.
I
Okay,
kind of
just making
want to.
sure.
I kind of want to lean towards number 2.
The cap stack.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a more modern engine.
Yeah, we can do the cap stack. Let's see what we got for headlights.
There's a couple of ones that add lighting to it, but that's it.
Yeah, most of these are just like the same headlight with different stuff all over it. I'm gonna go with number 4. It's got the lining that looks... Ooh! Hold on! It made the smokestack blue! What?
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention.
Okay.
They'll have their smokestack colors change.
So, here's something weird that I just noticed. If you change the headlight, it makes the smokestack blue. If you change the smokestack, it makes it black again. So I think they both have some authority over the smokestack color, but whichever one you just changed more recently just overrides the other one.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
But I think if we buy it... I think if we just change the smokestack before we buy it, I think it will probably stay as that color.
I hope so. Alright.
Too, because the blue stack would be kind of weird.
Yeah.
So why didn't anybody tell me that they made the rusty paint job for the Montezuma? Oh my gosh, this is the funniest looking thing I've ever seen.
Wait,
what the heck?
I didn't know they did that.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
you know what? I have figured out what I'm spending my money on, y'all. Anybody have any good names for a rusty Montezuma?
Oh,
Please in the chat,
I
but,
was on the wrong locomotive.
I was going
Ooh.
to say Rust Bucket.
Smoky Joe.
Ooh, okay, yeah, before I buy this, I have to see if this the balloon stack will turn blue. Yep, it does.
Ooh, blue balloon stack.
It is.
Blue balloon stack.
Yeah, a balloon. And
Yeah, that would
so
be
that's pretty
interesting.
cursed.
Where is it?
I don't know though. Like, I feel like what I want is plausible looking locomotives with silly names, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go back to
Correct.
the cap
Go
stack.
to either the cap or apparently I was looking at the wrong one. So you could either do cap stack or you could do 3 with the small balloon stack.
I think I'm gonna go with the cap stack. It's fine.
So, for context, for those watching, the rusty skin for the Montezuma was released when the game came out of early access. And it actually was released for free for people who actually bought the game in early access.
Okay, I bought it. It spawned in, and the tender was already derailed.
Oh no!
So
That I have to update the
Stack is
detail
blue.
count. Oh no, it is!
No!
I specifically made it black. See,
Oh no!
now I kind of wish that I'd gotten the big balloon stack just for maximum cursedness, but it's fine.
It's
All right,
fine.
let me. That locomotive is clear of that track, and I'm going to go ahead and press order on this Montezuma.
Oh dear.
boy.
Why did it
Um,
make the? What the? Why did it make it blue?
I think there's a bug in the game where both changing the headlight and changing the stack is supposed to change the color of the stack. And I thought that would, because like in the buying screen, whichever one you've changed more recently overrides it. But apparently when you buy it, the headlight just overrides it because the stack is blue. Whatever.
What the? That's
This
so
is
weird.
this is a silly railroad, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, now we got a much more stronger freight locomotive
Yeah.
for our fleet.
Also, I just thought of something. What happens if you put wood in the firebox of the coal burner?
It does nothing, sadly.
Oh, really? I want to try
Yeah,
it.
I tried that myself when the coal burners came out. I thought it would be kind of interesting to see people like throw wood into the firebox of a coal burner, like to start heating them up. But it doesn't work.
Oh, because I was going to say, in that case, we could have bought... Once we had enough money, we could have bought a wood cookie and a coal cookie and swapped the tenders and then had a wood-burning cookie with the good paint scheme. But I guess that's...
Yeah.
They were too smart for us on that one.
Yeah. Although the idea of throwing wood into a firebox for another engine that runs on a different fuel, it does make some sense.
Oh, yeah, I mean, in real life, they use that to start the fire.
Yeah,
Well, Billy Joel
mostly
doesn't, but
additive
everybody else does.
implementation. But still,
Okay.
got ourselves a new freight engine, and we're quite excited to see how this locomotive will do in the next episode.
All right. Oh, it just spawns the locomotive right where you are. That's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, they kind of removed the spawn yard function in one of the updates.
yeah, they did.
Well, all right. Let me hop into this. Well, this Montezuma is sort of on the main line. Oh, what is this blue monstrosity? Oh my gosh! Oh, that's awful. But I love it so much. Well, hey, my Montezuma's behind the log train here, so feel free to go gauge.
Yeah, let me
that
go take a look.
nonsense. Oh,
It's a
I
knock-
love it.
Ooh!
It's our knockoff blue.
Already
Hornet.
dead. Perfect. Geezer.
It's the it's the geezer.
Oh, that is
Geezer.
beautiful. Oh, it's so
Already
rusty.
dead.
I was actually
Engine
considering
99.
something. Yeah, it's 99 years old. I love this, by the way. The blue cookie is amazing. I had a thought about this, and I actually think logistically there is a way that we can make this Montezuma actually function for this railroad if we permanently couple it to the front of the Glenbrook, because it will give it a little bit of extra tractive effort.
I mean,
so
I
we
feel
can
like
stack some more cars behind it.
Well, I was thinking that the Glenbrook could work on the flatter parts of our network once we expand to like the factory and the oil field. But I'm pretty sure double-heading both the Montezuma and the Glenbrook together will probably be beneficial.
Yeah,
I mean, I
that-
feel
that
like
was the
it'd be
thought
more
process.
useful to use by itself on a separate train, but if we need help up the hill, we can definitely use it.
Yeah,
True.
I couldn't help myself when I saw the rusty. I was like, well, I have to
Yeah.
spend the money that nobody else can spend on this nonsense.
Oh yeah, I
This
mean,
is-
like basically you get a free locomotive. It just has to be one of the 3 starter ones.
yeah. I love it.
Okay,
I love it so
I'm gonna
much.
save the
It's
game
so
real quick
great.
because I haven't done that this whole episode.
Ooh, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Let's do that before we make a big mistake and the game crashes and burns.
Yes, I mean we bought the engine with the blue stack, so it's all we've already made a big mistake.
Well, that's fair.
Now we're
Um,
more broke than ever.
Yes, now we are truly Glen broke. Oh, we have $420.
Nice.
Blaze it.
What? Oh!
Just blaze, just blaze.
Very nice.
So while this was all going on, I did all the research for the fire pumps because I got it stuck in my head. Dang it! So I have 4 other tabs open on my laptop right now. But here's what I've got. The Boker is known for its Knowles fire pump, and the Knowles is a well-known patent. You can find all of the different schematics for it and everything. But they considered the one that was on the IE James a different one, and I want to say they called it a Hooker fire pump, Hooker. It looks like it's spelled, it's in cursive. But I can't find any other information on that type of fire pump. And I think there's another mention of it in another book, and they use a different name, and there's no mention of that either. I can't find any schematics for it. However, if you look up the Knowles fire pump history and look back towards the 1850s, when the end of 1850s, 1860s, you can find some of these fire pumps, and they look strikingly similar to what's on the James. There's just a few modifications, and so that's where he and I were theorizing that potentially it was some sort of a very early Knowles predecessor, at least whatever Knowles patent is on the Boker currently, because it's a slightly different pump. The condenser's more balloon as opposed to this oblong like cylinder, and it's just a few differences here and there. It's a little more blocky, so it's just not quite as refined. Anyway, thought I'd throw that at you, as I have literally pages and pages of PDFs open right now. But anyway, just so you all know.
Well, so instead of just getting one locomotive, we now have 3 that we bought. I got a Shay, one got a Glenbrook, a Montezuma, and Ramsey got ourselves a Cook Mogul. So
Yes, which has a blue smokestack, which I did not sign off on. I want it to be known, for the record, I did not intend for the smokestack to be blue.
Oh well, at least we need the extra power anyway.
Yeah, also, I can flat spot the drivers!
Yeah.
If you slam on the brakes, it slides. The Glenbrook doesn't do that. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one on the cordwood train for now. We can change it around later.
This episode has just been a lot of crazy hijinks.
Why is my mic so boosted? I didn't realize it was. Hold on, I'll take a look at the settings.
Yeah.
You're fine on the call,
That
just
in
so
the
you
last
know.
few episodes. Too.
Okay, yeah, no, I think it's a setting.
Kind of being a little bit booming.
I think it's a setting in my streaming software. Yeah, you're right. It's peaking like crazy. I thought I fixed that after the last time. Let's see. Advanced audio properties. That's not it. Filters?
I think there's a section on where you can choose.
Compressor.
how
Oh, output
much,
gain.
Volume your microphone sends out.
How's that? Is that better? I put it down by 6 decibels, so it should be a little bit less deafening now. It's not peaking anymore.
I'll have to check.
It's almost
I'll have to
peaking.
check the live stream when we're
Yeah.
done.
Okay, well, let's roll with that for now. I have a compressor effect on it, so that the lower sounds get boosted up a little bit, and I had the output gain set at plus 3 decibels, so I've changed it to minus 3 decibels. I can try setting it to minus 6, see if that's any better. How's that? What former TMCC would you like to see in Lion Chief form? I want them to bring back the scale Southern 4501 from the 90s in any form. Lion Chief, Legacy, whatever.
Oh, I think I've seen an advertisement for that on an old video catalog that Lionel made in the 90s. That engine is pretty well made.
Ricardo?
That's a fender bender.
Got it on the soundboard.
And what did you add to the soundboard?
Oh, that's a fender bender. Ricardo's in the chat. He mentioned it.
That's a fender bender.
Anyway, I'm just gonna park the Shay in the new engine house at the logging camp.
Okay,
and
nice.
then we'll just figure out what is our next plan to do and what our next move is.
I've forgotten the Montezuma's whistle is the most peanut whistle in the world.
Okay, audio is...
Well, what'd you expect? It was the first 3-foot narrow gauge steam engine to operate in the U.S.
The cookie kind of sounds almost like a pitched up hooter from Norfolk Western.
I mean, every single chime whistle kind of sounds like a pitched up Norfolk and Western hooter.
Yeah.
Touche, my friend. Touche.
Well, it's more similar or less like a single chime. I mean, those were the kind of whistles that you would often hear in locomotives in the turn of the century.
Yeah. Really anything pre-1910.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like hooters and one-chime whistles, but it just depends on the era that those locomotives were
When
built.
you say I do like hooters, we're talking about whistles, not the restaurant, right? Just to be clear.
Yeah. No, don't get me started.
Yeah, no, the
it was so
whistle's
bad.
good, restaurant not so much.
Yeah, I mean, Hooters do sound pretty nice on like an articulated, like a Mallet, like 1309 on the WMSR. Just gives off the sound of a big, giant brute just slugging it on a grade with a heavy load of freight.
See, to me, the whistle that signals that is like one of those really deep Union Pacific ones.
Yeah, one of those Hancock whistles, I believe.
Yeah, like the big boy one, where it's just like either that or 611, where it just sounds like a steamboat.
Oh, I love 611's whistle.
Yeah. I do like chime whistles myself. They just sound very nice for like small to medium-sized locomotives. Like one you would probably hear if you were near like a little short line back in the days of steam.
Yeah. An engine that looked like the Emma Sweeney. Yeah, that would be cool. If they ever do Rio Grande Southern 20 in this game, they're going to have to do an Emma Sweeney livery.
Oh, that would be great. And I really would like to have a coal-burning 10-wheeler to go with the Tweetsy Connie.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see
Grande
RGS 20, and I'd also like to see the actual Tweetsy 10-wheeler.
Yeah, because I actually been watching some videos on YouTube about the Tweetsy, both during its wartime years and its final years.
It was an interesting little railroad.
You know, every time I hear Emma Sweeney, since I haven't seen that movie, I always think, don't you mean Emma, Nevada?
Oh,
and then it's
no.
like, wait, no.
No, coincidence. Although I'm surprised that Glenbrook on here doesn't have an Emma, Nevada paint scheme.
I was about to say because it's
very similar.
Grizzly Flats?
Yeah.
What's the railroad?
Yeah, Grizzly Flats. Yeah. But yeah, also if you haven't seen A Ticket to Tomahawk, the movie that the Emma Sweeney's from, it is actually pretty funny. It's free on YouTube. It's been posted a few different times, so yeah, definitely go watch it. It's a 50s Western, so it has the production quality and occasional somewhat dated jokes of a 50s Western, but as 50s comedy Westerns go, I think it's held up better than most, which is a low
Yeah,
bar.
I need to go watch it.
It's a fun little...
to help save the Murphy branch.
Yeah, it's...
Say Murphy branch, I meant to say the Silverton branch. What am I thinking?
It's an entertaining little diversion of a movie. If you can ignore the central theme being, let's take a locomotive off the tracks and pull it across the mountains with horses on its wheels. That won't break anything. And is definitely
Not at all.
possible.
I believe that was actually what the original V&T did when they were getting their first locomotives.
Really? Somebody actually did that? Because I was thinking they'd made it up for the movie.
It was actually a bit of a practice back then, especially for rails that had disconnected track.
Yep, they
did it, and so did the Central Pacific, I believe.
Yep, absolutely. That is very much a Central Pacific practice, actually, because they had to get the locomotives over certain passes, and so that's also a fascinating subject, is the wagon roads over the Sierra Nevadas before the Central Pacific made it over. Fascinating, all the different crossings that are through there. And they literally hauled locomotives by horse-drawn wagon or ox-drawn wagon. And then on the V&T, they absolutely did. They hauled the original Booth locomotives, which are Union Iron Works, which were absolute pieces of garbage. They could barely even get up to the grade that the V&T had, but that's what they did. They hauled them through. Actually, they hauled several of the early Baldwins, too. They hauled 4 and 5, which was Virginia and Carson. And then they drove Reno, because this line between Reno and Steamboat Springs had been completed, so they drove Reno from Reno to Steamboat Springs for that express passenger service, and then once the line got completed to Carson, that's where the through to Carson was. And then once the grade was fully finalized up through Carson River Canyon and then into past Mound House through American Flats to Gold Hill, that's where they started to do the passenger service for the Lightning Express. So yeah, they absolutely did wagon several of the locomotives just across land and build them in the shops.
Interesting.
And I believe that they did take one engine and it actually got stuck in the mud and they could not for the life of it get it out.
See, that should be a movie.
That was the... Oh, I can find it, but I want to say that's 4 or 5. I want to say that was one of the Baldwin locomotives, if I remember right. I don't think it was one of the
Yeah.
unions. I don't think it was one of the unions. I think those were already working at the mills. I think it was one of the early Baldwins. But yeah, it did. It got stuck, and they had to get another wagon team and try and yank it out, and it was a whole thing. I did that. There is a story on that. It's in a newspaper clipping, if I remember right. See if I can find it.
My frame rate on my end is like 8 frames per second or something. It's atrocious.
Oh, really?
Don't remind me.
My frame rate's not terrible right now.
Well, my frame.
Wait, did you
frame
ever
rate's
go?
just-
Did you ever go watch Breakheart Pass?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that
I
movie.
heard about that.
Okay,
I heard about
something-
that film, too.
Something weird is going on. Because I just started going up a very mild hill and I've slowed to a crawl, but I've got full boiler pressure. I've got water. I've got wood. Is there a
Did you
brake
check
on?
The brake? Did you check the tender?
The tender brake's off. There's got to be a brake in my train somewhere.
I'm checking.
Also, when you arrive, I'm gonna get the porter to attach the caboose to the back end of your train.
Did you find a brake?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that'll do it.
Oh, you guys are over at the logging camp.
Yeah, I just, I saw an empty cordwood train and I was like, I can do something with that. I can hook this blue crime against nature onto it.
Might as well give it a test run to see how well it performs on the
Yeah,
line.
I was quite disappointed until I found out that there was a brake on somewhere in my train.
Yeah, if it was struggling, then we were like, we wasted money on a lemon. And
Yeah.
it's not even colored like a lemon.
No, it's a blue lemon. It's like
a
It's the world's
blueberry.
biggest headlight.
Either a blueberry or a knockoff blue comet.
yes, it's a blue comment.
Yeah. So if you look to your left, if you
Oh,
see
you know what? We
trees-
should have called it the blue vomit.
Oh, that would have been great.
So I placed down a small 2-stall engine house, as well as a water tower and a fueling facility for the locomotive serving the logging operations.
Oh wow, you built all kinds of stuff over
Ooh.
here.
Very nice. And he color coded it too. Oh, a man after my own heart. I appreciate it.
Oh, but none of it's blue, so I can't go in there.
Oh. Oh, another good name would have been the Bruise because it's blue and black.
Yes.
Oh, that would have been perfection!
So
but
many good names for
we
this
would have had
thing.
names to Alright, if you can make a stop once you clear the switch, I'll get the caboose attached.
And full brake. Yeah, Blue Goose. Or,
Blue Goose. You know, that Santa Fe Norton Hudson that had that streamlined look and color, oh man, it was so beautiful.
that was pretty cool. See, the blue color
Alright.
suits that. It doesn't suit a Cook Mogul.
Alright, kicking the caboose.
Whee!
Alright,
Knuckled
you're good
in.
to go.
Kicking?
Alright, before we get going, actually, I'm going to run to the bathroom, and then I should probably think about ending the stream pretty soon, because it's getting close to midnight here.
Yeah, and I got some stuff to do as well.
Oh, actually, yeah, well, you know what, should we just end it here, then?
I think we should. We can
Yeah,
start
that makes
the test
sense.
run for the Mogul for the next
Yeah.
stream.
We've proven that it works.
We got 3 new engines on the
Yeah.
roster.
3
one
new
for
engines, 2 of which look like actual steam engines,
logging. Yeah.
and 1 of which
It's a blue monstrosity.
looks like looks like if you licked it, it would taste like mint.
One of them is if you licked it, you would get tetanus.
Yeah. And the third one is if you licked it, somebody would say, "Why are you licking that?"
But I thought it was a Tootsie Roll. Or Tootsie Pop.
Can I put marker lights in here? Or I can't.
If you're mistaking a locomotive for a Tootsie Pop, we have other problems.
Oh, there's no blue. There's no blue marker light option. I don't know why there would be, but I was kind of hoping there was.
I was actually going to ask if there was a way to do that. So
Nope.
the top of the bobber, that used to be you could just look up in the ceiling and change the center, and you can't do that anymore. So how do you change that top marker on the bobber? Do you have to actually climb on top?
You have to climb on the roof.
Yeah, you
Okay.
have to get onto the roof.
You can
Okay,
fly
there's
up
not a good
there and
way
then
to do
drop
that.
onto it.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting flying is a thing now.
Yeah.
There we go.
I remember back in my day, I remember when it had that little hole.
Yeah.
If they removed the hole, why couldn't they just also remove the top light on the top? I don't get
Because
it.
the prototype had it.
True.
I mean, this
But
game is
still,
100% prototypical. We can't possibly risk deviating from what the actual railroads did.
Well, fair. I mean, most of the rolling stock and equipment is based on real-world prototypes, after all.
Accurate simulation of railroading in Midwest America.
Yep.
Still, though, I think we made some pretty good progress tonight, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Yeah.
Got a good
I mean,
bunch of engines,
yeah.
got some cash coming in, and we'll eventually see what this Cook Mogul can
Yeah.
do in
We've-
our next episode.
We've even managed to land our total amount of money on one of the funny numbers, so that's always a good accomplishment.
Indeed. Oh, any other closing remarks, gentlemen?
Like and subscribe.
Yes,
To Michael's
please
channel, to Red Oak
like and
Trains.
subscribe to Red Oak Trains. YouTube's algorithm is a little out of whack, so every subscriber helps, and every recommended video will be much more viewable to anybody who likes model trains.
And
Yep.
remember to brush your teeth.
True.
Dental
Anyway.
hygiene's important, kids.
Yes.
Indeed. So,
All right.
gentlemen, I thank you so much for a good game, and I hope to see you soon next week.
Likewise.
We'll see.
Have a good one, everybody.
Yes.
Sleep tight. Don't let the blue moguls bite.
Indeed. Good night, everybody!
Good night.